And welcome back, everybody. We are about 3 minutes out from our second match of the day. That's going to be Flash versus Team Secret, but we're going to do a little bit of a pregame before we jump right into it. Now, I have both of my analysts over here, Vinny and Yulwei. Each one has picked one of the mid laners. They're going to go up head to head today. Yulwei is going to be advocating for 𝗁𝗁𝗺, while Vinny is going to do a little bit of a talk about artifacts. So Yulwei, why don't you start us off with our VCS English Spring Player of the Split? That's quite a mouthful.
I think he was a rookie of the split, right? So
Yeah.
Yes, player of the split was
𝗁𝗁𝗺.
Dia.
Yeah. So 𝗁𝗁𝗺, very impressive player in spring. He has, of course, with 𝗀𝗁 coming in, it was a little bit of a question mark if 𝗁𝗁𝗺 was going to be the starter or 𝗀𝗁 going to be the starter. But I think after 4 weeks, we have really seen how different Flash looks with 𝗁𝗁𝗺 in. Let's look at some of the stats. KDA, I mean, they are kind of a mid of the table team, so it makes sense that this KDA is 5th place, so middle of the pack. CS per minute is not really his domain. He's not really the hard farming mid laner. He's more of the roamer most of the time. We see his skill share is quite high, and his skill participation is decent as well. I want to talk specifically about the second champ on screen right now, his 𝗁𝗁𝗺. His 𝗁𝗁𝗺 has been instrumental to a lot of Flash's victories, especially when it comes to late game team fighting. Very strong performances over and over again. He had the one crazy game where he just teleported in after a triple kill, got another kill, and did everything for his team. It was absolutely crazy. So I really want to see more 𝗁𝗁𝗺 𝗁𝗁𝗺. I think this is one of the most important picks overall for his team, to have a hyper carry in the mid lane, to pair it with the hyper carry in the bot lane, and you play front to back, very traditional mage plus AD carry plus tank style, and just brute force mid lane S5 and just ARAM the enemy team to death. That is how Flash plays, and 𝗁𝗁𝗺 is the most important part of that playstyle.
Yeah, for sure. Vinny, your turn. Do you think Artifact? What do you think of Artifact? And do you think he's gonna have what it takes to take down our rookie of the split?
I think Artifact has been playing a very similar role to what 𝗁𝗁𝗺 did in the spring. He is playing a lot of these sort of side laning champions. He's playing a ton of Twisted Fate. He's actually, don't mind me. It says he's playing a lot. It says he's only playing 3 games, but he's actually only played 3 games. I thought he played a lot more, but yeah, he's anyway, he's playing a lot of setup for his team. Yeah, he's played a lot of one-off champions as well, but when they found success, it's when he's been on these sort of champions that apply a lot of pressure in the inside lanes and on the enemy champions. He's not showing up in like CS per minute and things like that, because he's sort of facilitating his team rather than being the big star carry, and he's not really showing up all that much. Don't worry, I just cooked my brain is cooked at the moment. But you can see he's got reasonably high kill participation, which is showing he's doing a lot for the team, but he's not getting the kills for himself with a low kill share. And yeah, he's doing a lot for his team, but it's not like the star carry.
Yeah, for sure. So it's gonna be like
celebrity.
Yeah, sure. We're so expecting new 𝗁𝗁𝗺 versus old 𝗁𝗁𝗺. It's a very interesting dynamic that both of you have laid out over here. But overall, who do you think is gonna take it? Because Yulwei, like you said, the old guard, right? The Flash, the Gams of the world, they're coming back up now in the middle of the split. However, Team Secret, they've looked very, very strong from the start. So will Team Secret be able to carry on their momentum, or are they gonna fall like we saw Cerberus just did to Gam?
I can't betray Team Secret too much. I want to talk about Flash, but of course you saw my predictions today, so it would be disingenuous to say I think Flash is going to win. I wholeheartedly think Team Secret is going to win. But I want to talk about Flash and what they are good at, what they've shown us, because Flash has been a little bit better in the last 2 weeks. Of course, they picked up 4 victories after going 0-2 at the start. And I think Flash is the team with the best identity read, or they have identified how they have to play to win games, the best of all the teams. They know how to draft for their team. Sometimes it's a little bit weird when we see 𝗬𝗺𝗺 over and over again for Stark, and he loses every single lane. But in the end, they still won most of those games. So they definitely have found an identity and know what to do in game as well. They are pretty bad when it comes to overall macro concepts, but they are very good at starting fights and just brute forcing their way to victory. That is where Flash shines at the moment.
Yeah, let me bring you in, Vinny, really quickly. But first, let's throw up the graphic. This is the start of the day, so it's not updated for the previous series. But as you can see, this current match that we're just about to jump into is going to be the battle for second place, I believe. It's going to be a very interesting matchup, like I said, between both these teams. Obviously, both of them want to be as high on the standings as you possibly can. And why don't you run us through the ramifications of what happens if Team Flash is able to unseat Team Secret from their second place?
So, if Flash wins, they do go up to the 5-2 match series, but they'll have a +3 game score compared to 𝗀𝗀𝗺's +2 at the moment. So they will be the second place team. Meanwhile, and in the end, and of course, if you look at Team Secret's game difference, they're miles ahead, so they'll definitely be second if they win. And so yeah, it's whoever wins goes to second, whoever loses drops down to fourth. So that is a very important. So teams are very desperate to avoid that spot right now because it's close at the top.
Also pretty much a confirmation or breaking of a trend, because right now Flash is on an upswing, right? They've won 4 of the last they've won 4 series in a row, if I remember correctly, or at least 3. And Team Secret is coming off a tough loss against 𝗀𝗀𝗵, where they dominated them in game 1 and then kind of tilted away in the third game especially. So we have to see if Team Secret can correct this course and can go back to their winning ways with Coated, almost undefeated before that, and then finally losing a series to 𝗀𝗀𝗺, of course, or if Flash can continue their trend and get better and better by every week, because that has been happening so far, this split.
Yeah, it was a very disappointing start to the summer split that we saw from Team Flash. I joined the broadcast a little late, so I was really hyped to see Team Flash basically pop off and run over the rest of the competition. Obviously, that didn't happen. We saw a very disappointing week 1 come through for Team Flash, and I really do hope that we begin to see glimmers of hope. Well, we've already seen that, but I really hope. I'm saying hope a lot. I really hope that we see Team Flash research and begin to look to take back their crown. It can begin today. They can look to take position number 2 on the standings. And personally, it's looking pretty damn likely. I know the 3 of you have had in your predictions 2-0s to Team Secret. So that's a lot of faith going into Team Secret. 𝗀𝗀𝗺, obviously, I'm not sure if he's currently still the highest in terms of prediction. I think 𝗧𝗲 may have overtaken him, but he has Team Flash up to 1, I believe. So he has a little less faith in Team Secret. Now, we have a draft ready for everybody, so we'll be jumping into that. But I want you guys to answer whether or not this is going to be a very clean stomp for Team Secret, whether it's going to be a 2-0 that we really won't have much to write home about, whether or not Team Secret will just slam the door in Team Flash's face. Vinny, why don't you start us off?
Well, you would definitely think that Secret has a very strong chance of just slamming it in the face through top diff.
Oh yeah.
Especially if Stark is in, because Coated has been showing up as one of the best, as an amazing top laner, and Stark's not been that at all. So we apparently have been told Yoshino is in. So
my boy.
Top lane should be very interesting now. I would you'd still want to give it to Coated because he's played most of a split so far, but it's very interesting. This opens up a very good opportunity for Flash to maybe sneak that win.
Yeah, for sure. And
I would still think it's Secret.
Okay, well, now the question becomes, after Yoshino's break, is he gonna have the same type of impact that we've come to expect from this caliber of player? I mean, Yoshino was really one of the main carries from Team Flash in the previous in the previous split. Obviously, didn't get to play playoffs because Yoshino doesn't get to play playoffs. But right now,
Currently.
we are gonna see the Syndra locked in from Team Secret. This is a very strong champion. Not sure how it made it through the bans.
Pretty much power picks right now for Team Secret, not really aimed at countering anything. In fact, 𝗏𝗏𝗺 is quite bad into 𝗏𝗏𝗺. He does exactly what 𝗏𝗏𝗺 wants to happen. He comes into him, but it's still a powerful champion, of course, right now, just looking at his numbers and the patch win rates. So I feel like Team Secret is building up a generic composition. They can now shape what is going to be their comp with the third pick. I expect something like a blind Bard, or it's not even blind
I would be
anymore with
picking
Nautilus.
Maybe already carry here, not to give anything
Yeah.
too much away.
Maybe. 𝗬𝗲𝗺 could come in here. 𝗬𝗲𝗺 has fallen out of favor in the VCS big time, quite surprisingly so. Instead, we see the 𝗬𝗲𝗺. Celebrity, very good 𝗬𝗲 player as well, so makes sense to play that here. They leave open counterpick for top lane, which makes a lot of sense too. Coated. The first game for Yoshino will be against Coated and his counterpicks. It's, of course, not the greatest thing to experience, but maybe he can withstand the pressure and show everyone that he still has it, that he's still the best top lane in the league.
Yeah, I'd absolutely love to see Yoshino just come in and slam the door in Coded's face. It would really send a really, really powerful message to the remaining top laners here in the VCS. But right now, this 𝗏𝗏𝗺, are we expecting it to go for DNK?
You have no idea how tilted I'll be if that's a top lane 𝗏𝗏𝗺 on the side of Secret. But yeah, I think now if you're Flash, you're probably looking to maybe target the support pool, because maybe take away things like the Bard or whatnot from Venus. Though Venus has actually
I believe 𝗏𝗏𝗺 is in.
Oh,
I believe 𝗏𝗏𝗺 is in. I think I saw 𝗏𝗏𝗺 on in the player
Good point.
picture.
I forgot 𝗏𝗏𝗺 is actually on the team. So it looks like they're going for jungle bans, which is interesting.
I was going to point that out. Not sure why they're doing that.
So reading that this is going to be top lane 𝗏𝗏𝗺. Of course, Flash has played a lot of games on top lane 𝗏𝗏𝗺, but with a different top laner. So maybe the read from 𝗏𝗏𝗺 and his team is a little bit old, a little bit outdated with Yoshino coming in. We'll have to see if they are willing and able to flex this 𝗏𝗏𝗺 to the jungle, or if it's going to end up being in Coated hand.
Secret has definitely played jungle 𝗏𝗏𝗺 before.
Yeah.
That's why it's extra confusing. And it is going to be CBL in there, so I'm interested to see what he pulls out. Maybe he brings out a Bard or something. Because the Thresh is
quite
banned, which
cool.
would have been his go-to. And I
Yeah,
think that's probably why it was banned first rotation with that.
Last pick support.
Huh.
Interesting. So that's something we don't really get to see too much with Secret. Blind picking their top laner on red side doesn't really make much sense with Coded's huge champion pool. He has brought out the 𝗀𝗋𝗋, the Jax, of course, the Camille even. So very surprised to see that. And now opens up Yoshino Cannon, one of the classics.
Ooh,
There we
Keenan coming
go.
in for the top side. Does leave Team Flash a little squishy, especially in the earlier stages of the game until that Trundle and Nautilus can really get going. But I like that they were hovering the 𝗏𝗏𝗺. I remember him being quite the monster on that champion, but instead is going to go for the Orianna, just a staple of his champion pool.
Also
And
very
the
good
Orianna-
into Go ahead.
Yeah, the Orianna gives a lot of zone control against the Ashe and the Syndra, so that should set up a very nice team fight for the side of Flash. And it's going to just be a Braum as the last pick, which is seems like a bit of a waste, but I mean, I guess if you play it right, you can make the ball placement a lot harder. I think it's not a bad lane matchup into that, but I don't see why you couldn't have just picked that R4.
Yeah, I agree. Just pick it R4 and give Coated the counter pick. Someone pointed out that maybe Renekton blind was something his Team Secret didn't want to play against, but even then, I mean, you can try to get a counter pick into Renekton too. Maybe Coated his practice is 𝗏𝗏𝗺, and you can actually bring that counter pick to the table. The very special one, the 𝗂𝗑𝗄 special. But overall, I feel like Flash has actually drafted a very solid composition once again. We have Hyper Carry and Mage.
Play the cannon?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I still don't believe Cannon is a counterpick into Renekton, though. So, not sure about that one. So, we'll have to see in game.
If we assume it is, couldn't he have just played the cannon?
Probably can do that too.
It's interesting, but
Just pick Quinn for it.
I mean, yeah, why not?
Quinn,
I mean,
yeah.
Quinn would be such a Kota champion, honestly. Quinn would make a lot of sense.
All right, but we're just about to jump into game. So, Vinny, I'm going to let you share your take on who's going to come out on top in our second match of the day. Who's going to take it, Team Flash or Team Secret?
I think a lot of it comes down to how this top lane goes. If Yoshino is able to put work in on this cannon and bully the Renekton around with his range, it could go Flash's way, but I think just on a base level, I think Secret's got a nice comp and they should be the better team.
Yeah, so it's really going to come down to whether or not Yoshino actually performs to the level that we expect of him. Obviously, it's a little bit of a wild card coming up in this top side. I'm interested to see how he's going to perform. I'm interested to see how Yulwei is going to break that down in game, but it does look like we have a little bit of a issue on the stage right now. We're not getting into game just yet. So, Mr. Yulwei, if you'd like to talk a little bit about this matchup as well.
So, Cannon Renekton, right? We've seen it time and time again. The Cannon, of course, wins the generic melee against ranged matchup. The problem with Cannon into Renekton is Renekton has more sustain. So Renekton can take very aggressive traits, and Cannon can't really do much to prevent that from happening. Of course, once he has ult, he's a little bit safer. But Cannon is quite prone to getting dove with good coordination on top side. So I feel like Coated and DNK can be out for blood for top lane. And if we get one kill on Renekton over Cannon, Cannon really is just going to be super sad and can't dominate the lane anymore. So I feel like there's a lot of opportunities to bring Renekton ahead. The matchup, I would like to see the... we haven't really seen that much, though. If you go for sustain early on Cannon, if you go for the Hextech Gunblade, you can actually kind of bully him for a long time. So I would prefer that item choice over something like Proto Belt, where you always lose in side lane later on because you just don't have the sustain that Renekton offers.
Yeah, I think
for sure.
In this matchup, you definitely want to go for that Gunblade. Just even having that in the early games, you get sort of mimic the on-hit build, which really can punish that Renekton. So, yeah, I think that's the way that's the build they should be going for. But we'll see.
Right, I've run out of things to talk about, and the Salvation is now on the screen. So is Summoner's Rift right now, which means it's time to hand over the reins. Yulwei, have a good one. And let's welcome back every day to the desk.
As I've just realised my mic's been muted the whole time. G'day everyone. I just talked for a while about how good a person Spoods is, but I've had my mic muted. Oh god, I'm good at production. But regardless, I promise we weren't sitting here in silence, but I'm not going to go back over it. Yulwei. I'm a bit confused about the Renekton pick, but you guys have touched on it enough. One big thing though is regardless of weird Renekton prio, they got Syndra, which is scary. She doesn't get through bans often. Even though we thought she might be dead with the latest patch, doesn't look that way.
Definitely not the case here. And they, even worse, they got the Syndra skin you can't look at for a long time with very confusing vaults. I
love it.
always struggle to look at this Syndra skin. It's it lulls me into sleep. Well, yeah, what can Artifact do with the Syndra? We see a smart invade here. DNK gets the red buff for himself, and I don't think they were spotted as Syndra zoned away 𝗁𝗁.
I
So it's going
think they should be able to read it due to the direction the bot
Level
lane
2
is coming
gank?
from. Ooh,
Level 2 gank.
That is a level 2 gank, so now it's definitely given away, but DNK wants to secure the 3 buff here. Ego is limping on over, but VCS versus Trundle at level 2. I have to favour VCS, particularly with a red buff.
Especially with these runes. Yeah, these rune choices also heavily favor DNK in a 1v1.
𝗁𝗁 it's on the move first. Red buff resets.
Patience.
Yeah, this is a bit messy. Blast Cone available. Doesn't use it yet.
𝗁𝗁
This is a bit interesting. Mid lane is not joining, but the top laners are on the way. There is a smite for both junglers. Who is going to get this red buff here? It goes over to Ego. He wins that out. 𝗀𝗃 is very low on health. There's the pillar. They're chasing forward. Ego is taking a lot of damage, but so is 𝗀𝗃. There's the first blood, and now Artifact in some trouble. Ooh.
I mean, our first series was nicely summarized by Spoods with the words, "Why? Well, what?" for me all the time. I think the second series definitely follows the same formula here. What was that? Team Secret? What? What? Okay.
It's a bit
strange.
Nuts. Yeah.
So DNK choose to not chase. Yeah, let's look at this. So DNK, instead of chasing away Ego, he goes for the 50-50 smite. He loses the smite, then engages onto full HP Ego, who's a level ahead and has double buffs, while 𝗀𝗃 is already in a lot of trouble because Yoshino is just continuously auto-attacked him to death. So yeah, not the greatest coordination between the two. Artifact is kind of useless at that point because he's too far behind in positioning. DNK starting off with a very, very delayed jungle start, loses his red buff now as well. So he's going to be a little bit of a sad bear.
Of course, in the end, it's a 2-for-2 on the buffs. The junglers kind of trade even there. But the big news is the kill in the top lane. That's 2 amp tomes now for Yoshino, and any worry about rust, doesn't matter how rusty you are, when you have a big lead in a good matchup, as 𝗀𝗃 is definitely not going to be happy about that early play. Also want to shout out Ego. He was very smart. Of course, it's a basic move, but I'm glad to see that he did it. Smiting the Krug. He might have been in some trouble to DNK had he not done it, but the smite heal in early fights is so massive.
Yeah, just the whole turn was so weird from DNK. Why would you try to not fight level 2 against level 2, and then you lose the smite, you lose the level lead, and then you re-engage? So I think, okay. A little bit of a strange run. DNK looked very bad in the last game we saw him on stage against 𝗀𝗃. That was the Echo game. You don't want to talk about that Echo game, because that Echo game, he sure as hell...
I don't want to talk about that game in general. I like
that game was... So he looked very off on that champion. This should be a champ he controls a little bit better, but so far, yeah, that wasn't the greatest early showing. And now Flash with a minor gold lead. Of course, early 1 kill is not going to win the game. But we see a lot of pressure from mid lane, especially 𝗁𝗁, really chasing Artifact away.
That nullified the push in that Artifact did. He spent his whole mana bar to push that wave in, and now he has to stay. 𝗁𝗁, very tricky.
Now 𝗁𝗁 is getting the better recall because he now has the push, has a little bit of more mana to work with as well, so should be able to shove this into the turret and immediately recall level 6. You can see him move into bot side. Maybe an early dragon now.
I like this. This is smart.
They've controlled bot and mid lane.
Very smart.
So this is a little bit annoying for 𝗁𝗁, I'd say, because he still gives over the better recall to Artifact now. Artifact is going to have the free... Okay, Artifact is spending a lot of time in mid lane doing weird stuff with minion waves, so maybe 𝗁𝗁 in the end is going to come out ahead, because Artifact really misplayed the last 2 waves here. But in the end, Flash overall is a team, for sure, with the advantage. Bot lane pressure, mid lane pressure into early dragon, uncontested from Team Secret, and Flash off to a great start.
Yeah, for sure. As DNK is on the invade here, but they will not find
He's so
any
slow.
delicious camps. He is a very slow boy. For
What is
sure.
this skin? I really like the skin. The skin looks cool, but his movement animation is so slow.
He's a big lumbering bear. I like it. It makes sense, you know. Just the big, slow steps. I still think it's not the best volley skin. I love the 𝗷𝗀𝗃𝗁𝗁 that they gave out.
No, I really don't like that. I think it looks really bad.
I love it. I like the thing.
think
It's an aesthetic win for me because I like that. I like
he finally is a little bit faster.
as he gets going. He's running. But hey, a bear walking on 2 legs probably would be pretty slow. I mean, they normally walk on 4.
So 7 minutes in to tie it back into the game. There wasn't really much happening, so an okay tangent to take, I feel. But the Rift Herald is going to spawn in a minute, and who is going to reset first? We see Team Secret going back to bot lane, so seemingly not willing to swap for the Herald right now. They have to immediately use all their abilities, use all their mana, push in the wave as quickly as possible, and then reset again, because right now, Later and Palat in a better position to get to the Herald, as they have not reset in a while.
Yeah, and of course, Team Secret, we know they put a lot of focus on the Rift Herald. Whenever we sort of interact with people behind the scenes at Team Secret, we have a few contacts, very fancy. We know that a lot of their scrim time really goes to playing around the early Herald. They think it's incredibly important. And then Game 3 against 𝗀𝗃, they completely beans it. But here we go! Speaking of beansing it, it's Artifact! As 𝗁𝗃 and Ego come together for the kill. We should have spotted that one on the minimap, but oh well.
Well, he had flash.
He did. I don't think he was getting away.
His flash.
Yeah.
I think if he flashes to turret, he at least gets the flash from Ego, or even from both. So some weird flash usages, or the lack thereof, today. We have seen multiple times now that players have flash available and refuse to flash away for some reason I don't quite understand. This is now giving over the Rift Herald for free. We talked about the swap. The swap in the end didn't matter at all. I mean, if you flash here,
I think if he flashes the pillar, he gets away. Because the shockwave doesn't
I agree.
Land. Questionable there for Artifact. Definitely could have pulled the trigger on that summoner, but chose to just go down instead. So, of course, it will be flashed now with a 1.4k gold lead. They are looking good in the early game. Let's zoom out a little bit and look forward in the game. Where do these teams want to fight? The Rift Herald is no longer an option, so where does Team Secret come back into this one?
They are on a little bit of a timer, in my opinion, here. Pretty early game focused composition, or mid game, I should say, with Syndra and Ashe spiking on 1 item, on 2 items, and then slowly falling off, especially on the Ashe side of things. So I feel like they really want to fight around 20 minutes, around Dragon number 3, around Soul. It's already a little bit of a bad sign for them to lose the first Dragon, because they really wanted to use Soul Pressure and Soul Snowball to win this game, whilst Flash can really just chill, don't have to overextend. They have hyper carries in the bot lane, and I won't call Orianna a hyper carry, but still a very strong late game champion, especially into champs like Renekton and Volibear. So just natural scaling should favor Flash.
Yeah, I think I definitely agree as well. The Trundle can make DNK's life very, very hard. He will go full tank in the jungle, then he gets subjugated, and the Battle of the 𝗀𝗀𝗺 kind of goes one way, even though those two are actually on the same side. Bit of a weird one, lore-wise. But it doesn't matter.
For some reason, you always lower all the intricacies.
I do. I mean, I've fallen down the lore rabbit hole too many times. As Ego is chilling in the bot lane. Hasn't really got much of an opportunity here. I think he'll have to back off soon. Ooh, but the wave pushing forward. Celebrity's got to go for the reset. There it is. And Ego wastes a bit of time, but it's okay. Most of his camps were down.
Yeah, he also has the quicker reset timer, of course, with the Herald recall, so not too bad. He cost his bot lane a little bit of experience, which bot laners hate. They really hate that. I have had people quitting on me for staying for 1 minion, so can be quite annoying for the bot laner, of course. But in the end, not much loss, and Flash still in full control. Where will the Rift Belt be dropped? It seems like right now Team Secret is preparing for the second dragon, which is up, and they have better positioning, but Ego is here with Flash, but no smite.
Yep, DNK taking it low. There's the teleports. Both top laners coming in. Slater dealing a lot of damage, but the bear dives forward onto him. Can they finish the 𝗬𝗀𝗺 off? Yes, they can. DNK is very, very low. There's the slicing Maelstrom. Yoshino gets one. He moves forward onto DNK. He goes down. It's a 2 for 2. It's a 2 for 3 at the moment as everyone gets out.
Very messy fight. Ends in Team Secret winning this one. Better setup for them. Yoshino came in with the teleport, but honestly, maybe a little bit too far away. He's not the big tank who can really threaten, or the big bruiser who can really threaten to go on the first target he sees. Cannon needs to get into position, and if he just hits one target that is close to him, it's not really going to do much. So let's keep our eyes on Yoshino and how he fails to impact this fight mostly. Look how Team Secret just all run away from this spot where Yoshino is. So Yoshino takes a lot of time. The fight is already decided when he arrives. Tries to get in range of Celebrity, but decides in the end he has to finally use his ultimate. And kind of just fizzles out there. So the first fight, not very successful for Cannon. His flank position and the coordination with Flash, maybe not as crisp as it needed to be.
I think the one thing he did there, like, it wasn't perfect, and as you said, it came in late, but it did mean they got something out of the fight, denied the dragon. I do think he was pretty instrumental for the second half of the fight. DNK might actually get away if he doesn't have a slicing Maelstrom to run through. Yeah, it wasn't perfect. Team Secret played really well, keeping the cannon out of the fight, but I don't think it was terrible either. I think it was okay.
The most important part is actually the implication now on this map state, where Flash just reset, came back into strong position, and Team Secret wasn't able to secure the dragon after the one fight, because of course DNK was dead, so a little bit too risky to go for the dragon, and now Flash in better position to secure this one, and Team Secret is forced to contest again if they want to.
Nope, I think they have to back off. It's too fast with the Boros 𝗬𝗀𝗺, even nerfed where he can't keep the chakrams going. It's just too quick. And that's going to be 2 Drakes now, and we head to an Ocean Rift. If they get Ocean, I almost think the game's over.
I mean, honestly, right now, Team Secret is running out of win conditions.
Yeah.
They really need to get going in the next few minutes. They need to find something. Because, as I said before, natural scaling heavily in favor of Flash. Item timings are going to favor them as well later on. So, the Team Secret needs to make something happen before 𝗁𝗁 really comes online, before he finishes his second item, before 𝗬𝗀𝗺 goes to 2 items. So right now is the time to strike and look for plays for Secret, even from behind.
They have 4 in the bot lane, but it was a little bit advertised there. Team Secret's bot lane will be able to get out of there. In return, it's a push in the mid lane. 𝗁𝗁 will miss a wave. There's no way he gets back in time. Actually, he might get half of it. He should get the spell. This is,
Team Secret not really able to punish the movement on the map.
CBL will get hooked here, but jumps back to his ADC. Can he actually get out of this one? A good glacial fissure. And he stopwatches the 𝗬𝗀𝗺 just to be sure. The pillar, it's not quite going to be enough.
Well, Flash tried a lot there to get the kill. Really desperate to get this drive kill, but in the end, CBL on Braum, a little bit too tanky. No Flash for him. But this might be enough to chase them away and get first turret for Flash. So still a win. And with Slater, he actually lost his white gun. Maybe shouldn't have used the turret there. But whatever, he still has enough damage to cut through this turret, most likely.
Ooh.
So Team Secret lose another big advantage. It's going to be a race.
Okay, he just goes in, wants to turn the tower off so it doesn't kill the minions.
No, he also deals damage to the turret when he ults. That was just a damage.
That's good.
That's just damage on the turret, honestly. So they tried everything. They even tried the Volibear ultimate, but not quite enough. And the first turret, extra gold, still goes over to Flash. Now, I mean, still only 1k gold lead, but from their position, 1k gold lead is sounding super nice.
Yeah, absolutely it is. Team Secret needs to find a way to put their foot on the gas, but at the moment, they're not even in the car. They're still looking for their keys. They can't find them. Where have you put them, guys? Come on. You checked in the fridge? Sometimes you accidentally put them in the fridge. I've done that too many times. I think I'm just I miss having a car. But anyway, zooming back into the game, no one cares about my shit.
Let's take a look at the summoner spells available for the next big fight. And Dragon only in 2 minutes, but I feel like Team Secret is looking for a fight before that happens.
Yep.
We have flash on almost everyone. Top side for Team Secret, I think, is a few seconds off their flashes. Team Secret, once again, too slow on the rotation, lose another mid lane turret.
Yeah, this is Flash really outthinking Team Secret here, which is not something I expected to say. We rate Team Secret as a pretty good macro team, but once again, the curse that has been put on the VCS this split holds out. So as soon as Yulwei praises a team for something, they can't do it anymore. Yulwei praises Team Secret for good macro, and then they never show good macro again. Oh boy.
Apparently, that's what happens here. My prediction's also suffering big time from that. The game is not over. It's getting close though. It's really looking close, but in terms
the arrow lands. It was a long range one, and 𝗁𝗏 has no chance. Look how far away that arrow was.
Very good pick. Look at the time. So it's a little bit too early for the Dragon, so not quite immediately meaning Dragon, but they might be able to push 2 turrets in bot lane. No one really there to defend this one. We see immediate B presses from Flash all over the map. They really want to get in there to defend the bot lane. Good call. This could have been 2 turrets if Team Secret insisted and Flash didn't respond. So we see some smart adaptation, but a little bit one small thing to fight back for Team Secret. And they close the gold gap completely, now in a super even position. And the Dragon is only 30 seconds away.
There we go. Knew it was going to hit. Knew he didn't even have to follow up. That is a very, very easy kill.
That's a kill you really don't need to replay for. Let us see the setup for the Dragon, please. We don't need to see this.
I feel like they just wanted to show that it was fairly long range, and fair enough. We've seen some
nicely done.
Very scuffed arrows out of not just Celebrity, out of the VCS in general. So it's good to see one hitting from the long range. Now, of course, as you said, they've brought the gold back to almost dead even and gotten the resets, so they've spent it. The items are looking very even. The mid lane is actually pretty funny to look at, as they are almost identical, bar a blasting rod. There is the Dragon being pulled. This is important for Secret. I don't think you can give up Ocean Soul Point. Not this early.
They should really try to force a fight here. They are in a very strong position itemization-wise. Aphelios on one item is not quite as strong as Ashe.
Can they burst him down? Glacial Fish has been used. Dragon fairly low, but Ego has to flash away. DNK should be able to finish this one off. As Yoshino charging forward. Coded's got a kill. Artifact on no health whatsoever, but he gets out. No, Celebrity did not respect the ball there. He goes down for nothing, and this could be Flash. Turning the fight. DNK ults over the wall. Should be able to find out that really was. Nearly got him by the hem of his pants. Well, Foley doesn't wear pants, so whatever. And Team Secret managed to disengage.
Did you see Artifact's recall concluding there? He was very, very close to just getting interrupted, and another free kill would have meant Baron would... Baron is not on the map yet, so probably not Baron, but a lot of pressure and a lot of control to Flash. Instead, they trade kind of evenly, and Team Secret stop the Dragon Snowball. So it's not really going to give them a win condition just yet, but at least they eliminated one for Flash. Let's look at this again. And how Cannon tries to win this fight alone, but it doesn't quite have the damage. Look at Yoshino. Good flash ultimate immediately on both of the carries. But Ashe is actually one of the few ADCs that can still auto attack and stay out of range of Cannon. If you have something like a Vayne, like a 𝗏𝗏, like all the 550 ADCs, you don't get to auto attack Cannon. You constantly have to run away. So that's one of the big advantages for Ashe compared to other ADCs against Cannon. And we have seen this now in play 2 or 3 times already. So Celebrity really the main carry here.
And of course, the other side of it that helps the Ashe as well, he just flashed and then ulted straight back. It just means there's no follow-up. You just get out of range with the flash and then lock the cannon down. Which is very good, but of course the top tower now falls. I'd say Flash are still pretty solidly in control. I don't think that's a contentious statement. They are 2k gold ahead. Well, more like 1k. There's an arrow, though. This could be where Team Secret find a way back. They try and get onto 𝗁𝗏, but the pillar MVP? Oh dear, Coded. This is a really deep teleport. He immediately gets depth charged. He has to find a way out here. I don't think he does have the slice and dice. But 𝗏𝗏𝗺 with a 3-man shockwave there, dealing so much damage, and Secret has got to run.
𝗏𝗏𝗺 is really thirsty for an engage there. Look at him going around it. He's really trying to get in there. But sadly, all the balls are zoning him away. So in the end, it's no one dies. It's a 0-for-0. Wow.
Didn't think it would.
Still more control to Flash. And they will probably race another mid lane turret. So it's all looking like a Flash victory in the game, in the first game. The real thing now is how can they play around Baron? Will they throw everything away at Baron or secure it and move into a position where they can just close out the game? Because itemization wise, scaling wise, it's all looking Flash way, all going Flash way.
Yeah, for sure. The Flazers, as Flash calls their fans, looking very happy at the moment. Coded dashing away. They're in a great position, as you said. Celebrity, there is still a chance here. They have a lot of control between the VCS, Braum, and Ashe. But I just don't think it's going to quite be enough. It'd have to be some very, very well executed team fights, which of course, Team Secret has been doing.
The key to winning team fights here for Team Secret is bait and switch. They have to lure, or they have to give Flash the impression that they are going to full commit, then move out, bait out Cannon ultimate and Orianna ultimate, and then go back in, maybe over wall, maybe from a flank, and really commit to the team fight. Because one engage, one punch can't work against Flash. They have too much defensive CC. They have the shockwave. They can even use the slicing maelstrom defensively. So far, it has only been used aggressively, but it's also quite a good peeling tool. So Team Secret has to come up with some creative ways to find flanks, to go for bait and switch team fights, and we have to see if they are able to do so.
Yeah, I think they have to almost transition to being a bit of a pick comp. They're not bad as a pick comp, to be totally honest, with the Ashe Arrow and Syndra stuns and damage, but it's very hard for them to take a fair fight. If they just go for a front-to-back team fight, I feel like they just get ripped up by 𝗏𝗏𝗺 and 𝗏𝗏𝗺. I don't think they can get through the Slicing Maelstrom and everything Ego is going to do, because I said it earlier, you can go full tank on this VCS all you like, you're still against a Trundle. He's going to make the best.
So low econ.
Yeah.
As not really accelerated jungler. You're still low econ. Most of the camps are still given over to your solo laners or your ADC.
Mm-hmm.
So for sure not the tank he wanted to be. As we have the next Ocean Dragon spawning and no contest whatsoever. No setup for Team Secret
I think
in time.
So this just they've pulled the trigger on the Syndra teleport. They want to try and get in here, but it's going down so quickly, you have no chance. It was too late. Can they get a fight off the back of it to try and get something? It's a big glacial fissure, but Coded just dies to Orianna on the other side. And now Team Secret need to find a way out. 𝗏𝗏𝗺 ult used as an escape, as it is so often. Yoshino zapping them all. Pikachu looking absolutely broken here. And Ego with the pillar coming up forces DNK's Flash. And Flash looking very, very dominant right now. Yoshino does not look rusty whatsoever. He looks polished and oiled.
It's not only Ocean Soul Point now, and next in 5 minutes, that's going to be the game over Dragon. It's also Baron, very likely. DNK, of course, stayed alive, but no ultimate, no flash, so he has to walk in there. There's no blast cone. His positioning right now is not great. DNK, you need to get around the wall. You don't have any means of getting into this pit right now.
Mm-hmm. And
Steal is everything they can hope for.
Nope, it does not happen. Ego locks that one down. And Flash walk away with no disaster. Oh boy.
Yeah, that's going to be all she wrote for this game. It's too big of an advantage. Team Secret really has to rely on miracles now to come back. Coded was spotted with a very smart ward there, so they anticipated his flank and all turned on him. Renekton is not quite a full tank. He's not quite Ornn, so everyone attacking Renekton at the same time is going to result in him dying very quickly. Mm-hmm. And then the fight is basically over. Team Secret has no front line. They have no setup for their carries to shine. And in the first place, their carries can't shine as much as Flash's carries, just from the champions they are.
Yeah.
So it's going to be I really want to praise Flash's vision control so far in this game. They've been so on top of the vision game, especially when it comes to flanking positions. Every time Coated or even Artifact are looking for a flank, they are spotted. Flash knows exactly how to posture around them and how to react to their flanks. So very good vision control around objectives right now from Flash.
Someone I want to praise is actually Ego. When he started out the split, he was coming in replacing Yijin, who in our opinion, not necessarily everyone's, but I still stand by it, was the best jungler in the last split. We were a bit questionable. Of course, Yijin did look pretty bad in the couple of games he had. He looked really bad, in fact. But still, Ego has now come in seemingly as the jungler they're going to go with, and we were a bit questionable at first. We're like, oh, okay, he's a solo queue star, you know, Korean challenger. Okay, impressive mechanics, and then he came in, played a lot of Graves, played very solo queue, and had mixed success. But he's now transitioned to where he's playing Trundle. He's played it a few times now, looked really good on it. They seem to have kind of gotten the solo queue out of him, and he just looks like a really good jungler now.
Yeah, I overall feel like
Yoshino in
Flash
some
has
trouble.
really...
We'll come back to the point as he pops the slicing maelstrom, but he is in a lot of trouble. Coated looking for this kill. He flashes over the wall. The bear does not make it over. Now then, Coated had to flash. Here comes Slater with the Gravitum. He goes over to the 𝗀𝗃𝗵𝗺, and the extra range will get him the kill.
There we go. It's still 1-for-1. Flash immediately teleporting bot lane to reinforce this push. This should just be one of the easiest inhibitors ever secured. There's no engage anymore for Team Secret. They used all of it to catch out Yoshino, and they have the long-range gun from Slater. There's no need to fight. Just take the inhibitor.
Yeah, there was just a bit of zoning.
Yep, well played. They still have 𝗁𝗁's ultimate here. Not level 16. It's a little bit annoying to have level 15 on this push, but in the end, it's not going to matter. As you can see, Slater is already online on this champion, so don't really need any other champion to get the damage.
No, you do not. Once you have Aphelios with his development time complete, as it does appear that a full moon is rising. You know how there was that apparent proposed design about he would literally be stronger or weaker based on the real life moon?
Yes, I've heard about that.
Would he be most strong with a full moon or like a new moon? Probably a full moon, right?
Probably, yeah. If he's just dependent on the moon, should probably. I mean,
nope. Regardless,
it's always tough when your girlfriend turns into the moon, though, right? So,
yeah, that's rough, buddy.
Unlucky.
But it's his sister, by the way. Girlfriend was a bad mistake there.
Really?
Yeah, it's his sister.
Oh, unlucky.
Very questionable there, Yulwei. You think his sister's his girlfriend? Oh, God. Learning too much about you at the moment. But you know what else we're learning about? It is Flash's dragon control. As they've already pulled it out, this is Ocean Soul. This will truly be turning the lights out in the theater if they get it. But here comes the engage. Yoshino comes in on the side. CBL takes a lot of damage, managing to get away. Coated in the front line. He's tanky, but not tanky enough. The dragon continues to go down, and he steals it! No, he didn't. I'm an idiot. Ego's playing for Flash. Oh, good God, I misread that completely. But it is the soul secured, and it is Team Secret melting away. And dear God, I was just hoping for Team Secret to get something back. I apologize for the misplaced time. Yep. And they're just going to walk it in through the tower. They don't have a wave at the moment, but they will very, very soon.
And they have Ocean Soul and Aphelios, so let's all enjoy the lifesteal coming out for Slater. Still hasn't lost a single point of HP. There we go.
No, he has not. Man. And Flash bring their main top laner back in. Yoshino has recovered from his illness, and he has put the illness onto Team Secret as they take a dominant win here in Game 1. And with that,
third game loss in a row for Team Secret, looking kind of flustered. And I mean, Flash with I would say the best game so far. Their continuous growth is really showing. Every week they show up, they are a little bit better. And right now, that was the best game they've played all season. And yeah, you can only praise them. Very solid closing from start to finish, looking like the better team, better draft. coming in more coordinated.
Yep, so
Played.
far looking very good. And we'll be back soon for our analyst desk to get into game 2. Don't go anywhere, guys. We hope you are enjoying the show here on VCS English.
And welcome back, everybody. We're just about ready to jump into our second game of FL versus Team Secret. That was a very exciting game number 1. I believe our MVP of that game is going to be Ego. Both our analysts are going to agree on that. If either of you would just like to say some words of praise of the player.
Very nicely controlled early game out of Ego. Very well executed ganks. Good contest on that first red buff. And from there, he put 𝗏𝗏 and Yoshino in good positions to pretty much carry the rest of the game. So very strong early game out of him. Did his job. Landed the smites. Good job. Yeah.
And I just want to talk about Team Flash a little bit, right? Because now with Yoshino coming back and looking so damn strong, contrast that to how honestly poorly 𝗧𝗏 was performing throughout the early part of this split, right? They are really now becoming a 3-threat team, and it's honestly so very scary. I mean, you have Slater, obviously a very good performer in the bot lane, 𝗏𝗏 pulling his weight and then some in the mid lane. And now you have Yoshino coming up towards the top side, not to mention Ego being a very, very good facilitating voice in the jungle. Now, going up against them, Team Secret right now are not having the best days. I think both these teams are just, textbook teams, right? They play to the book, and honestly, Team Flash are just playing the book much better right now. So my question to you guys is Team Flash infallible right now? Are they just too strong for Team Secret to beat right now? Because all three of you have Team Secret 2-0ing today.
Well, I feel like the biggest.
I was with 𝗧𝗏.
All right, fair enough.
That's true. But also, I feel like the biggest thing that struck me as weird for Team Secret in game 1 was actually their draft. So we've seen them falter a few times in the early game here and there. It's not great to see, but of course, it's nothing really new after the 𝗀𝗃 series. But their draft was really off. Why would you R4 your top laner and expose yourself to being countered when Yoshino, the carry top laner, is in? I mean, that's fine to do into 𝗧𝗏, right? It's like 𝗧𝗏 is going to pick a tank anyway. Like, he's not going to counter you. But why would you blind pick on red side your top laner when you know the enemy top laner is capable of picking counters? That struck me as very strange. Then you finish your draft with a Braum.
Yeah, Braum.
But why don't you just pick Braum on R4 and give Cody his coveted counter picks? Like, he's such a good counter pick player. Now they have to go to blue side, so it's not going to get easier. I feel like the big advantages today are really in draft. We saw 𝗀𝗃 having the advantageous drafts from time to time. Sometimes it was just a little bit better play. But now Flash really winning from draft and just outskating and also playing better.
Sure. Vinny, jump on in. What do you think of this matchup now that we do have Yoshino performing so well in top lane?
Yeah, with Yoshino back in, there's definitely no longer a giant gaping hole in the top lane for Flash, which does a lot. But also something worth mentioning, Slater did step up this game. He's been sort of middling so far this split. At the end of last week, he was sort of showing up to what the minimum we'd expect out of him. But he played very well this game. He just kind of got overshadowed by the rest of his team, mostly because, well, the rest of the team played very well. And, we're very excited to see Yoshino back in. So
yeah, for sure.
I think the team is very well set up to go. Of course, we need to see more. We need to see them. I would like to see them play obviously different styles. I think the Cannon could have utilized side lanes a lot better as well and things like that. But it's very good signs from Flash right now.
Yeah, for sure. I think, one game is not going to be the end of the world for Team Secret. They can definitely bounce back. And that's going to be my second question to you guys. We've talked about how strong Team Flash is. We've seen that they've been able to play very, very well in the first game. How does Team Secret bounce back? How are they going to, try to take the victory away from this now 3-threat team?
Well, with 𝗧𝗏 in, it's not quite as easy anymore. You don't have the big top lane disadvantage for Flash. So I feel like it all has to start with with Yoshino. Of course, yeah. Yoshino over 𝗧𝗏. So I feel like the big thing is DNK having a better game, because Ego definitely dominated him in the early game, and he had a very bad series against 𝗀𝗃. So DNK for me is the key player for Team Secret And if they are going to get the reverse sweep today, I feel like it has to come from the jungle position, controlling the rookie on the other side and bringing his team to a better mid game.
Yeah, I think it might almost be worth seeing Secret go for the Graves as much as you hate it, but because they've shown they know how to really play around. Because Secret has shown they know how to play the Graves, and that gives DNK that sort of edge and sort of controlling the map against whatever ego will pick, which is not going to be the Trundle. Never mind, because it's been banned. That said, Secrets also looked better in terms of macro play with Venus in. I don't know if Venus is.
I agree with that.
Right
Nope,
now.
CBL is still in.
He was. Yeah, I was pretty sure I saw CBL too. So we might see Artifact try another sort of side laney pick with the Oh, that's one, I suppose.
Whoa.
But actually, that might be more likely to go to CBL's hands because we've seen a lot of Pantheon support recently.
Yeah, and it's a pick away from a Flash because 𝗏𝗏 really is the Pantheon support player. He likes to do that all the time. He likes to deal insane amounts of damage. The last time we saw him play the Pantheon support, his damage numbers were really incredible for a support. So interesting pick away. We will see an Ezreal finally come in, opening up maybe a second rate ADCs. Like maybe we see something like Xayah here.
Well, I want to see some Xayah. Xayah is pretty spicy nowadays. I
Very
think she's being slept on.
but
We're going early EVOS comp. This was something EVOS was playing, right? In the first, I'm not sure, week 1, week 2, they played Pantheon Elise and tried to snowball top lane. So this is now a snowball draft for Secret. They are doubling down on early game. They want to win this early. They want to be 5k gold up at 50 minutes already on this draft. And this could be this could actually be something like a mage bot lane here. You could just play Heimerdinger and go full on topside focus and have a safe bot lane, or something like, okay, Karthus gets buffed next patch, so not quite, not right now.
No, that's terrible.
Oh no!
Syndra here. You should have picked Syndra here because now Secret you can ban Syndra, but I hate Flash's draft so far. I don't think Tahm-Kench is great at all.
I see the Tahm-Kench, I'm tilted. That's how it goes at this point.
Fair.
You have to ban Blitzcrank then as well. It's like, why? You're costing yourself 2 picks, basically.
I do like one thing that they did with that Volibear pick. They banned Aphelios.
Yeah,
so he's not going to just run in and get blown up in that regard.
That's why I would like Xayah.
I can hear you
well.
tilting from the Tahm-Kench pick already. It sounds so tilted.
I just don't know what it does. Ezreal is safe enough on his own.
Tahm-Kench opens up one interesting champion. We saw this once before 𝗏𝗏𝗃 went on hiatus with G2 playing it. And they played AP 𝗁𝗁 mid lane, and it only worked because Tahm-Kench protected him all the time, so he could run forward, Caps, of course, piloting the champ, and ending up with 13 kills, I believe, so that would be a very cool blind, or last pick for Team Flash, maybe something. They have practiced in scrims. Let's hope for it, because Ezreal Tahm-Kench really doesn't make much sense.
Let me bring in a little bit of my personal opinion, right? Because we're seeing Team Secret right now pick these 3 champions, and what this beginning of a competition says to me is that they're going for dives, right? They're going for snowballs, like you said, and they're going for dives. These 3 champions are great at diving, so you pick up the Tahm-Kench. Sure, the Ezreal is a very safe laner already, but by picking up the Tahm-Kench, you're just making sure that all of your players are going to be super safe from ganks when the Tahm-Kench is there. They're trying to nullify what Team Secret can try to do. Now, whether or not you guys can agree with that, it's up to you. Let's debate it.
Look at that.
Yeah, but that's on Secret.
Yeah.
Wait.
And I'm very confused by that.
It's a free bot lane. We have seen AP 𝗁𝗁 bot lane as well. Wow, Secret is really what is going on? Pantheon support with 𝗁𝗁 APC, I believe. I think this is going to be AP 𝗁𝗁 bot lane.
With that,
You handed them a free lane, Team Flash did, so I love Team Secret's drafting. I mean, last game was horrible, but overall, with all the ideas they have invented here in the VCS is so cool to see.
Yeah.
Another Jax, and it's Jax against 𝗬𝗺𝗵𝗵. He has played this matchup before, so probably going to be comfortable there. This is a Team Secret draft I am super hyped about. Look at all the cool things they can do.
I want to point something out. 𝗬𝗀 just got through pick ban. Completely untouched.
Oh wow, yeah.
That's a first.
That is a first. She is at 100% pick ban up until this game, so I'm gonna have to go back and redo that graphic.
Oh no. VCS, where are you going to Spoods?
Oh no.
He's working so hard already.
Can I just bring up a point? I think Team Flash might be at a little bit of a damage deficit with the composition that they picked for themselves. What do you think?
Extremely. They have no damage. They have next to no damage. Okay, 𝗬𝗺𝗵𝗵 has to build damage, or they have none.
All eggs in the Slater basket.
This is, I think that this is a terrible comp out of Flash. It's like if you wanted to go for that 𝗬𝗀𝗀𝗁, I think 𝗬𝗀𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁 is more of a sort of R4 R5 pick rather than picking the 𝗁𝗁𝗁 at R3.
Yeah.
They
are basically playing 4v5 in this comp.
Too early.
Yeah.
They are really like the 𝗬𝗀𝗁𝗁 doesn't really offer anything. It's like it's there. Nice. You can protect 𝗬𝗏𝗏, who is safe anyway, so nice.
Or 𝗁𝗏𝗁, who is safe anyway, or your two tanks. So 𝗬𝗀𝗁𝗁𝗁 is a worthless pick, and I'm now kind of concerned again about Palett's champion pool. Is it actually just Pantheon and Set? Is that it?
And
now?
I'm gonna need you to give me a prediction, Vinny. Who's gonna take this game?
I mean,
Sorry?
Secret's draft is weird, but I see it working a lot more than I see Flash's.
Yeah.
Land and crap.
Fair enough, which is good for me, because the higher 𝗬𝗏𝗔's win rate is, the happier I will be. But I'm gonna throw the reins back over to Everyday and Yulwei. Have a good game, guys. See you on the other side.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you, everybody. And once again, thank you, Spoods, for taking the reins of the desk tonight to fill in for me, while I needed just a little bit more of a soft night. Thank you. You are a very good friend. Now, of course, I was very concerned with the start of Team Secret's draft. It almost looked like a, screw it, let's just go early game brawling all the time. But I think the way they closed it out, I'm actually really happy with. I think this is really good.
It's such a cool comp.
I really like this comp. I want to see it succeed just because it's awesome. And Flash's comp, yeah, they are at a huge damage deficit. Artifact, careful! Takes a fair
with
bit
the damage. What?
Whoa. That is a mantra cue. I think I just popped some ears there. I'm sorry. I could hear my mic peak. As Ego steals away some popcorn chicken, but has to trade his flash for it. Yeah, it's a good flash, but it is still a flash down as he keeps aggressing here. This is bold.
He has no smite.
Yeah, this is questionable. He's definitely slowing down.
Oh, he has a big level advantage. Yeah, he has so much more damage.
As he throws the axe, 𝗀𝗀𝗁𝗁𝗁's tanking the red buff. He might need to flash as well, but no, it resets, and he's just slowed the 𝗬𝗏𝗏 down. That's pretty valuable, I think.
Absolutely. 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗁𝗏 jungler at 2 minutes and 10 seconds. That's a really rough start for 𝗬𝗏𝗏, and slows down their plan to use 𝗬𝗏𝗏 to get Jax ahead early, most likely, because 𝗬𝗏𝗏 is a very good top lane ganker. She can gank bot lane as well, of course, but it's quite hard into 𝗬𝗀𝗁𝗁𝗁 Ezreal, so it's probably going to be topside focused, and 𝗀𝗏 has already pushed in the first wave, interestingly enough, into 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗁. Something we don't really get to say too often. Yeah. But my eyes are glued to the bot lane, where we have an AP 𝗁𝗏𝗵, the second bot lane AP 𝗁𝗏𝗵 I've seen. I think the first one was in 𝗪𝐶K, sadly against T1, and didn't really do much. I think Africa Freaks were the team playing that one, if I remember correctly. But of course,
strong.
Yeah. And AP 𝗁𝗏𝗵 is one of my old mains, like way back in like season 3, start of season 3, I think. I played a lot of AP 𝗁𝗁𝗵.
I did too.
So,
it was so broken.
It is so much fun to play as well. It takes a lot of time to scale though, and especially in the bot lane. Levels are super important for this champion. His level
Look at this
6
level gap. How has this
yeah.
happened? Level 3.
Yeah, they were so late to the bot lane because of the early invade. So
no, this could be
Slater got a
very
lot of
bad.
solo experience.
Oh, okay,
And no flash on Ego. It's way too risky to dive this into Pantheon with a stun. This is not going to happen. So Celebrity able to collect every single CS. Yeah, even that one.
Got all of them. It was a bit weird there, as 𝗁𝗁 roamed all the way down, and Ego, like, you said no flash on Ego, too risky. Ego was not part of that play. He was in base. As DNK has now found the top lane, they want to try and find the bear, diving forward. Do they have the damage? Yes, they do. Coded burns his flash, but gets the kill.
And there we go. Even after a delay early on, Elise is still able to make her presence felt on the map. She's going top lane immediately. That is the lane she wants to camp. There's Coated. You want to get Coated ahead. One of the best top laners so far the split, especially on his special Jax. So here we go. First kill to Coated and a good start for Secret. The first time in a lot of games. You have to remember, 3-game losing streak. A flash is approaching. They now want to dive. 𝗁𝗁 once again bot lane. No Coated has teleport. Coated has teleport.
Yeah, but look at that early damage on Celebrity. Will they go round 2? No, 𝗁𝗁 backs off.
Way too risky.
A lot of time given up, as a wave will crash in the mid lane that 𝗁𝗁 will get. He'll actually teleport and get some of that. But Celebrity needs to overcome this early bot lane deficit. I think they have to give this dragon up. Just give it to the 𝗀𝗏. There's no contest here, I don't think.
Looks like Secret wants to do something about this. DNK is on the same level, and Elise can. Yeah, some very bad skill shots out of Kench. Let's look at this dive again.
Yep.
Very nicely done. DNK coming from the side, no minions in the way, so very easy cocoon. And Coated. I'm not even sure if he had to flash, but I think the flash was good to just get away. I think he got out of the.
His emote there was the iron rank symbol. Of course, they're on.
That's extra told.
Of course, they're on tournament accounts, so I think they literally just have every single thing in the game.
Yeah, they have every single emote. Yeah. That's good disrespect. I respect that. Very nicely done. No early tier for Celebrity. Interesting. Going for Lost Chapter, it seems like first. I assume he's going to go tier later on, because it's kind of necessary on 𝗀𝗏𝗁𝗁.
Yeah.
But it seems like he wants to have a little bit more lane pressure, a little bit better trading, and CBL is really looking for an engage.
Could be in some trouble, but the acceleration gate is good enough to get him out of there. I gotta say...
Yeah, I mean, you're ganking with 𝗀𝗏 and Tahm There's no hard CC in this lane. There's a very low chance of this succeeding. Also, very low chance of this succeeding in the bot lane.
Yeah.
That was
very scuffed there by DNK. It was really like that. Cocoon was never hitting. There were way too many minions to block it. He did not have an angle. Does Team Secret want to try and contest this Drake? I don't think they have a chance as the smite comes in. I think giving that up is fine. You have an AP Cogmore. Ooh, Artifact in a lot of trouble as he's got to run away. Don't get solo killed as 𝗀𝗏𝗺 by a karma, as he's got to get out of there.
It is a lot of pressure, but 𝗁𝗁 in the end doesn't really gain much. I guess he has another. He of course has a teleport as his main summoner spell, and this was only the spellbook ignite, so not any real summoner spells invested here. First dragon over to Flash. As you said, it's not the biggest loss for Team Secret. This time they, I would argue, outscale, and especially in terms of damage and range. AP 𝗁𝗏, one of the highest range champs in the game, especially later on. When he's level 16, he can hit you from 2 screens away, and even Ezreal can't compete with that.
Probably the highest range damage in the game. Maybe 𝗁𝗏 is a bit longer, as Yoshino and Coded beat each other a little bit, but nothing really happening. But Ego is here. Coded should just be able to jump away.
Level 5. This is very dangerous for Ego to gank. Into this minion wave, if Ego can't hit level 6, Coded can just turn on him and kill him.
He hits
level 6. Now it's better.
Yeah, I think Coded
now
can
it's
just
a little
always
bit
get
easier.
away. I don't think there's enough hard CC. Coded, don't get baited into the dirty farming. But Artifact is here, as is 𝗁𝗁.
𝗁𝗁 as well.
DNK is looking for a way in, as this could be an early 3v3. But I think Team Secret will just back away. Ooh, maybe not, as
Are
Ego
they?
is very, very aggressive here. He instantly goes down to Coded, and now the Jax is doing a lot of damage. He goes down in the end, but he did his job. Yoshino, he's a big bear. Gets knocked away, though, and Artifact will get the kill.
So 2v3 victory for Team Secret, as Elise just had no... Yeah, she just didn't want to fight. She was like, nah, you guys got this. I'm going to clear 1 minion on 1 ward and not participate in this. As she didn't even get an assist. That engagement. A little bit unfortunate there for Team Secret. In the end, still 2 kills.
Yeah, let's have a
Let's look at this. And the positioning for Coated and Artifact is so much better. Ego is super squishy. Even with ultimate, his ultimate makes him even squishier, of course. And look how fast he dies.
Yeah.
It's, Olaf can be a very, very easy to kill champion. Yoshino also no mana left, so he can't even use his W anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a sitting duck. The easy kill for Artifact. I think he got both of these kills.
He did?
Nope, Jax got one. So even better for Team Secret, honestly.
Yeah. Getting
and this top lane pressure is perfect for Team Secret scaling. Not only do they get both of their solo laners gold and get them ahead for side lane pressure, they also just buy time for Celebrity to scale. This champion needs so much time to scale, so many items. No tier still. I'm a little bit concerned. There it is. Good to see.
Good.
And just giving Celebrity a free laning phase is going to really bode well for the late game for Team Secret. Looking revitalized in this game, finally, after 3 very, very bad games back to back to back.
Yeah, absolutely. Very happy to see them bouncing back. It's funny, Team Secret, 2 splits in a row have kind of had the streak mentality where they look really good for a while, but then they'll lose 1 game and that triggers a streak. Kind of different reasons. Last split, we did have a chat to their CEO and there was some out of game issues going on. Nothing player related, just they were moving house. Nothing like that this season though, as once again Ego is around the bot side. They really want to shut this AP Cogmore down, but they have not been successful so far. True Shot Barrage deals no damage. The minion wave only has a cannon left, and Celebrity's trying to kill it. He takes so much damage, though, and Ego should be able to get this kill. Can they get onto CBL as well? The Devour will save Ego, and it's a clean dive.
On the other end, other side of the map, we actually saw a dive for Team Secret 2. They get another kill for Jax, and they will get all 5 platings and the first turret. So gold-wise, it's actually a positive trade for Secret. And we see the immediate panic teleport from probably 𝗁𝗁, to save the second turret, because that was in danger of falling too, of course, against Jax, with Empower, with Sheen, with his passive, one of the best turret-killing champions in the game.
Yep.
So there we go.
This is the biggest shame. I wish we had a clean feed just so we could hear Jax hitting a tower. Let's have a look at how this dive actually played out. This is just easy.
Stunned into. He couldn't even move. He was stunned for like 5 seconds straight, and they didn't even lose any HP doing diving him straight up under the turret, just both jumping on top of him under the turret. He's like, "Hello, turret, can you please help me?" I mean, the bot lane felt the same for Team Secret, to be honest. They couldn't do anything there either. But in the end, the kills went over to 𝗁𝗁. And 𝗁𝗁 is not the one you want your kills on with the 1 threat composition. That is Ezreal. You really wanted these kills on Ezreal to at least have some way to fight back. Now also giving up bot lane pressure. This AP Cogmore clears out the wave super fast. Artifact had pressure in mid lane all the time anyway. So second dragon over to Secret. It's a Mountain Drake against the 1 threat composition.
Yeah, and I will say I am at least I had some fears when you guys were watching the draft. Obviously I wasn't there to voice them, and perhaps it's good that I wasn't, because it hasn't come true. I was worried, we'll come back to it, as a teleport and the Abyssal Voyage have come out. Celebrity is in so much trouble. And dear God, I've got to say, you've got to praise Celebrity. He's getting so much value out of his passive as he charges forward and explodes.
I was going to do the exact same remark. It's like, really playing this champion to its maximum capability.
So much true damage.
Yeah. Getting those numbers up. And in the meantime, top lane still, Team Secret working on more objectives. So all these dice, I mean, finally they got the kill for Slater, and it's going to be beneficial for Flash, but are they really
doing enough?
Moving towards the direction? Yeah. that gives them a win condition? I don't really feel so, because Coated gets so many CS, so much free pressure,
Bonk,
so
bonk,
many jungle
bonk,
objectives too,
bonk,
and I mean,
bonk,
yeah,
bonk,
this is
bonk,
not a matchup
bonk,
anymore.
Bonk, bonk, bonk. There was no play-by-play there. I hope you all enjoyed the bonks, but 𝗁𝗏 has arrived now. This could be a little bit interesting.
Oh, no.
God damn, the damage! But Coded is very low. Counter-Strike is good. And, oh, no! It was so close. Oh, good God, Coded.
Oh my God, what was that? Oh, the counter dive now in mid lane.
Oh
They
my
want to wait for the
God.
teleport to complete.
So...
That was frame perfect.
The
that
Olympic
was,
diving,
wow.
you know, bit of a golf clap, very, very clean, very small splash, no splash at all, in fact. Very well done,
absolutely.
Team Secret. Hold up the
It's
tens.
really, oh my God, Celebrity is so unfortunate there. Did you see that timing?
Yeah, that was
oh,
horrible.
one auto
Let's
take
have a
off.
look at this. Do we even need a replay? There's not much to break down.
Yashin looking a whole lot like Stark on this top lane Volibear. But now, look at this damage on 𝗁𝗏. The one turnaround damage, Q.
Kaboom!
He just one-shot him.
You want a piece of the champ?
Okay. Oh God, I hate Jax. It's
love
great to watch, though. It's great to watch. And now look at this, the frame perfect execution here. What? He didn't have. That was.
I
that
didn't
was
even
the cleanest
see the
dive I've
champion.
ever seen. I think.
didn't even see the champion.
I think that was the cleanest dive I've ever seen in terms of timing. That was so incredibly well done. Nice.
I genuinely
Good execution. And I think.
Did the champion model load in? Because it looked like it was replaced by the cocoon instantly, and then he was just dead. Wow, Team Secret, they do not want to continue their losing streak.
Jax is a really big problem. Who is going to stop him?
Not 𝗁𝗏.
Not 𝗁𝗏.
As, they are trying to turn this one around. Artifact has abandoned his friend, but apparently Coded has not got abandonment issues as he gets away. And oh boy, Yulwei. We've been hyping Coded a lot. A lot. Second best top laner in the league by our assessment. And being behind 𝗁𝗏 is really not something to be ashamed of. But God damn, his Jax, it's not even a counter. I mean, I guess it's kind of a counter matchup. Into the volley.
Yeah, it's a good matchup for Jax, especially later on. Yeah.
He almost doesn't even need to counter pick it anymore. Like, he can just blind
I
it.
feel.
He's that good.
Honestly, I would like to see that. You have to really scratch your head and think about the first draft again, seeing Jax, Coated Jax now again. Like, you had counter pick in the first game. You were red side. Why exactly did you go R4 Renekton over counter picking the Jax potentially as a last pick? Why? There's just no reason.
It was
so weird.
It was all a hustle. It's like when you do an arm wrestle and you have one hand behind your back and you've got your little arm and then go, oh yeah, you want to arm wrestle? And they go, yeah, I can beat this nerd. Okay, we'll put $100 on it. Then you whip out this massive beefy arm. It's like in The Simpsons. Just slam a nerd.
Oh, yeah.
Easy peasy. That's what Coded's done. He had a questionable Renekton pick and then they allowed the Jax to come out.
And this is the reason I am so in love with Team Secret. They are the first. They were the first team to bring out Jax. They were the first team to bring out 𝗀𝗃. They are the first team to bring out 𝗃𝗀𝗵 bot lane. Even not even just 𝗃𝗀𝗵 bot lane. They are so creative in their drafts. I really love their style of drafting. It's very, so good. Well.
I feel like 𝗃𝗀𝗺 is one of the best drafting coaches in the VCS, if not the best. It's very, very good. This is not the best positioning here. DNK is close enough to go for a steal, but I think they just give this Drake up. They just trade it for a tower. What does one Ocean Drake do?
Yep, indeed. And they are not playing around to soul here, so it makes a lot of sense. They might even they might even be okay with giving up the soul.
That's a bit risky for Coded. That hurts Coded.
It is for sure risky.
Yeah, I don't feel like you want to.
Jax this far ahead can actually kind of play without any fights in the game. You can just run around the enemy team and just force so much attention to the Jax lane that he can maybe sneak a Baron later on. He can go for base races and stuff. So they are in a very, very advantageous position. And Coded, I mean, who is going to stop? We already saw 2 men are barely able to stop him now. Next item comes in. Karma is not going to do anything to him anymore.
I mean, Jax
Yoshino is
looking,
already not doing anything to him.
Jax is looking like old law Jax at the moment. He's not fair. I don't know if you
Whatever
know
that means.
okay, so Jax's law got changed because they changed a bunch of leagues' law. But his old law was he joined the league and won several hundred games in a row because he was too good, so they made him not use his weapon. That's why he uses a lamp.
Ah, yeah, I heard
That's
about
why
that.
he uses a lamp, because they were like, this just isn't fair. Make him use something stupid.
Do you remember the old parameters in Client, where you could see every champ had like how strong is he in attack? How parameters? Yeah, how much ability? How tanky is he? And Jax was like almost full on every single aspect. Was like, okay, seems balanced to me.
I think the biggest thing I miss in Old Law was the newspaper they put out. That was fun. I thought that was a very fun little thing.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Oh well.
Yeah. Let's look at what is going to happen in the next few minutes.
I think we just had our first real league boomer moment. Is back in my day. But Artifact might be looking for his day as he face checks the wrong bush. But he's out of there. No worries.
That was that looked so much like 𝗧𝗲𝗄𝗃 that I thought it was an 𝗧𝗲𝗄𝗃, but it's actually an 𝗧𝗲𝗄𝗃 Ultimate, of course. Very similar on the skin. But there's still the same problem. We have no CC on Flash. We have no damage on Flash. So how are they going to make him catch? I guess they got the Flash out of Artifact. Close enough.
I think it's really questionable here that 𝗬𝗲's gone the Iceborne. It's good against the comp, but he needs damage. I would have liked the Triforce, but it doesn't matter as here comes the engage. CBL taking a lot of damage straight out. This Pantheon is going to struggle. Coded jumps forward, the instant flash in response. I think Team Secret might just call this one off.
Well, another very useless engage from Team Secret. There was no need to go for the engage. Just have Jax push bot lane and pressure the mid lane turret, the turret. Okay, Celebrity has actually hit level 11, so he's in a better position now to fight back. Quite strong on the 𝗂𝗵, but
blue buff steal.
I still don't really. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I still don't really think they should have gone for the teleport there. The full commit. Now Coded doesn't have the teleport, but the fight might continue. A lot of poke landing on 𝗬𝗲.
Soloed out. Coded can't quite go in 1v4. 1v3 he might have pulled the trigger, but 1v4 is a little bit excessive, but he zones them off. Gets the blast cone. I think that tells me Team Secret wants to try and Baron, as they just want to deny Ego ways into the pit. NK playing very aggressively on the Elise, and our current guest host will be very happy to see that. Spoods, big fan of Elise. Ego standing on a ward. He's been caught. Pops the Ragnarok. Goes golden as well. CBL incredibly low. He goes down. This could be the turn as Yoshino dives forward, but here comes Coded. He's ripping the back line up. He actually goes really low, dives back in and explodes. And this could be Flash getting back into it. It's a triple kill for 𝗬𝗲, and you know he wants more. His Ezreal is legendary. Shutdown happens 3 for 3, but the health bars and positioning in favor of Flash. Can Artifact find a way out? He can.
And it's there's another TP coming in for they want to get Artifact.
Ooh, yeah. This is a very bold teleport using that resource. This is taking a very long time as well. They'll figure out where he is. Can he get an execute? Has he been tagged recently? I don't think so. I think he gets executed. Easy. They committed a TP for that.
Yeah, a little bit overzealous maybe. Even if you get the kill there, it doesn't really do much for you. But let's look at the team fight. I didn't have the chance to see the team fight the first time as my internet once again didn't like me. But let's see what happens here. So a little bit too deep from CBL again after the first engage. And as he pointed out in cast, maybe Jax not quite the correct champ to go this deep. Of course, 2 kills over to Celebrity bodes well for later game scaling. He's one of the strongest late game champs in the game. And deals a lot of damage still here, so Team Secret able to salvage the fight in the end. But Flash with a sign of life, a glimmer of hope still for them. Yeah, even though their composition seems to really struggle to do much.
That said, like, it's a one-threat comp, and the threat popped off. So 𝗬𝗲, he has done some insane things on Ezreal. It's just going to be Dragon taken and not traded for Baron. I still think Ocean Soul is actually really important because it makes Coded side lane life really, really hard. He's not close enough, I don't think. Yeah, he didn't even go for it. And that is Flash making the right moves. I agree with you, Team Secret is pretty heavily favoured just because of their comp, but Flash is doing the right things to keep themselves in it.
Absolutely are. An artifact now.
He's in a bit of
No
trouble
flash
as
available.
the second one comes. The acceleration gate, the shock blast doesn't land. He manages to just outrun the tether. That must have been moments away from triggering.
I love the emote afterwards. Never any concerns. What are you talking about?
29
Nice.
HP.
Very nicely done.
Calculated, baby.
So another attempt to catch Artifact, probably the hardest champ on the enemy team to catch. So maybe you should shift your attention. Though 𝗀𝗃 probably can fight back, so it makes sense to try to go for the Jace. But Artifact gets away, and in the end, nothing much happens. So Team Secret, I wanted to talk about the macro concept Team Secret wanted to do here. They went for Baron just so that Flash has to stop Dragon, but they disregarded the fact they don't really have a designated tank to tank the Baron damage, so everyone was just going too low, and with all the poke from Flash, 𝗁𝗁 and 𝗧𝗏 coming in with a lot of poke from long range, it was too dangerous to go for the trade. In the end, the positioning then is too bad to go for Dragon, and they just lose everything on the map.
Yeah, and
so a little bit of a misjudgment there.
I'm beginning to think that Flash has a pretty good shot at this game where they really shouldn't. 𝗀𝗃, of course, is still pretty much unanswerable in the side lane. They have to send 2 or at least shadow someone. What?
It went on a little bit of a journey. I wanted to see a little bit more of the Rift.
What? I guess that was, it was 𝗃𝗀𝗃, I guess.
That probably, yeah.
Why?
I'm not sure. They had some time, so playing around with the red buff. Maybe it loosens up like the tension in the voice comms right now. Who knows? Can be quite nice for the team. I want to talk about my favorite champ though. It's 𝗁𝗁, and he's approaching 3 items. He's approaching level. I guess level 16 is still quite far away. But he's getting to the point where his poke is not really something you can play around because you just can't answer. It's just he's hitting you from too far away for you to ever get into position to punish him.
Yep.
And if you look at Flash's composition, their ways of their means of punishing him are very, very limited.
Yep. Flash looking for a Baron here. But yeah, that AP 𝗁𝗁, it's almost like the new lethality where obviously lethality has copped a lot of nerfs, but now you just go AP 𝗁𝗁, deals its damage in the same way, and is actually harder to itemize against. It's really easy to itemize against lethality because such low armor counts do so much. A little bit harder against AP, as you need more MR to be effective. But Flash has the inside track here. DNK on the flank, needs to be very careful of the turn.
But once again warded. We talked about this in the last game. Flash's flank wards, or the protect against flank wards, have been on point the whole series. Look at all this control. They were able to just push in mid lane, regardless of where the enemy team was positioning, because they had all the wards to protect them. So once again, shout out to the vision control from 𝗁𝗁 and Ego, and of course the whole team at that, to just prevent weird picks from happening, while the enemy team is kind of standing in their defensive position where it's easier for them to fight back. So very good to see.
Look at this 𝗁𝗁 hitting some waves. Those minions do not have much of a chance as the artillery is unleashed. As we know, artillery revolutionized warfare. Will it revolutionize this game?
It's actually a very accurate description of AP 𝗁𝗁 as well. He's he kind of warps the game. Revolutionizing the warfare is kind of what AP 𝗁𝗁 does too. Like you have to play against him, or he plays against you in a way no other champion really does. Like even 𝗁𝗁 might have more range on his ultimate, but the other spells are not quite as high range. So he can poke you from far away, he can utilize terrain, but he can't hit you from continuously over and over again from 4 screens away. That's something that's really only AP 𝗁𝗁 can do.
Yeah,
but look at the timer, 10 seconds to Ocean Dragon. This would be Ocean Soul for Flash, so Team Secret has to come up with
this. I really don't think
Yeah,
they
they
can
do
give
have
this away. There's a True Shot Barrage to scout the bush. They've spotted CBL, but there is a heavy flank up here. I don't think they know 𝗀𝗃𝗺𝗃 is here. The artillery starts firing. Not doing a huge amount yet, but it will, of course, add up. Everyone in the back line now spotted. Drake's been pulled. Poke coming out. Team Secret has control of the pit.
Wards in the pit.
Ego has a blast cone to get over. There are so many wards. They cannot see this Dragon's health bar. They're coming in early, and here is Ego. He's on top of it, but 𝗀𝗃𝗺𝗃 diving on top of him. Can he kill him? No, not quite. Yoshino's got in the back line. He's a big bear. This is getting scary here for Secret. Both teams taking so much damage. 𝗃𝗺𝗺𝗃 goes low. Dragon is still very low. Secured there. Ocean Soul denied. And everyone gets out with their lives.
Solve the problems Team Flash has to get on top of Celebrity. Even though Yoshino had an opportunity there, he's so far behind. It doesn't even matter if he gets on top of Celebrity because he just doesn't have the damage. Celebrity kind of ignored him the whole fight. Everyone else turned on him and immediately cut him down. So in terms of team fighting, 5v5 setups still look better for Team Secret. But can Flash pull something out of the hat? Maybe a Baron? It seems like they have disengaged again. 5 more minutes now for Team Secret, where they can do whatever they want. And they're still on a 5k gold lead with a better scaling composition. So it's all pointing towards a game 3, a 6-game day today.
I love it. These have been 6 real, or potentially. So far, we've had 5 very good games. Even if this one is our last, but we'll have to find out as here comes 𝗀𝗃𝗺𝗃. The champ is coming in. He flashes forward, gets a lot of stuns there. Ego going low. Artifact on the flank. This is a big one here. He goes in trying to do the damage as the artillery rains down. But a good fight back there by Flash. Whew, boy.
Can we please see damage numbers? Celebrity did an insane amount of damage in this fight. He poked down all the whole front line for the entire fight. Yoshino almost dying to the I think it's Liandry's, right? The Liandry's burn almost killed him there in the end too. So Celebrity has practiced this champ and is really on top of his game. He's still 2 levels off from the biggest power spike. At least it's in a precarious situation. Where is she?
Potentially, but 𝗀𝗃𝗺𝗃's just been caught out. It doesn't really matter. This is a huge pick if they get it, but 𝗬𝗪 is a pretty good spell. Acceleration Gate gets them forward. 𝗬𝗪𝗺 has been stunned up. He goes gold. Bit questionable. They will trade back. This is going wrong. And it's 𝗀𝗃𝗺𝗃 free firing. Celebrity got that kill, but 𝗀𝗃𝗺𝗃 has to run. He jumps away. Can the 𝗬𝗪𝗺 finish him off? Artifact now in a lot of trouble. They're trying to turn it around. Celebrity, he doesn't have that much mana. Artifact breaks the tether. Woo-hoo-hoo! DNK's dead, though. DNK's dead.
Yeah, DNK can't contest, but it's still a 4v4 on the map. So 𝗃𝗺𝗺𝗃 can get there with the ultimate once he's up, but that shouldn't be in time. So the big problem is Celebrity has no mana, so you can't really go for the Baron. It seems like Team Secret is
They're considering
maybe
it.
going to give this
They
up,
have
but there we
so
are. Blue buff now for Celebrity.
Baron debuff as well is going to do a lot here.
Oh my
look how
god,
low
look at
Ego
that.
is. They just jump in, they kill that jungler. It's now a really, really messy one. Can they get in to steal this Baron? 𝗀𝗃𝗺𝗃 goes forward. Who is going to get it? It's going to be Team Secret. Stolen away by CBL, the returning king of support. 𝗀𝗃𝗺𝗃 is in trouble as well. Will the artillery hit? Not quite. As my voice breaks in this fight, I cannot handle this game, Yulwei. Can you? And 𝗀𝗃𝗺𝗃, I don't think he's going to be able to handle it.
𝗀𝗃𝗺𝗃 can't handle this game either,
No,
as
he
you can
can't.
see.
It's not enough. He's had a cracker of a game, but the shutdown comes in. Team Secret has the velvet pimp suits, and they don't want to come out of that bush. Oh.
Finally, Celebrity. That was a super important kill in the mid lane, by the way. He triggered his presence of mind to get mana back. Maybe we get to see the mid lane. Oh, we actually get to see the contest first. Look at all the damage from Celebrity. He's level 15, not even maxed ultimate, and already dealing insane amounts of damage. How did this steal happen? CBL and I think Celebrity's ult damage.
Oh, it was a thrown spear as well. That
yeah,
does less damage.
Spear.
He threw it.
Yeah,
it does so much
that
less
was
damage.
super close.
Oh.
That was very, very close. But 𝗀𝗃𝗺𝗃 gets away at the start, but of course gets chased down. And Celebrity actually hits 16 off the kill on 𝗀𝗃𝗺𝗃, so he's now fully online. He just completed his Void stuff as well. He's on 10 stacks for the Dark Seal.
Oh,
so
boy.
this AP 𝗀𝗃𝗺𝗃 is going to just just poke them down from insane range. And 𝗬𝗲𝗺 feels really bad because usually he is the ADC with the range advantage. No one really can contest him on range. But then there's an 𝗀𝗀𝗺𝗵 now, and he can't even enter the territory where 𝗀𝗀𝗺𝗵 is firing all his shots from.
Yeah.
Really want to see a cool fight here for 𝗬𝗀𝗺 as a victory lap.
𝗧𝗲𝗺 could be in a lot of trouble here. In fact, he is dead as 𝗬𝗺 gets that kill. It was a good play out of Flash, and they do catch the Jace, and it's at a very bad time. He's now dead for 50 seconds with the dragon spawning in 30 and 20 now. He's a big point of power for Team Secret as well. That's a disaster.
Oh no, Ego. Oh,
Ooh, he's
all of them
forward.
dodged the EX.
Ooh, there's the bombs coming out. This is like pushing into siege tanks in StarCraft. You just don't want to do it. You're gonna get minced. They do have the numbers advantage, so Flash want to go for this. But how long can Team Secret delay? 𝗧𝗺𝗺 will have teleport, so he can instantly join the fight. Ooh, Yoshino on the flank. You know he wants to jump in. There it is. The ult itself doesn't get much done. Coded is on top of Ego. They're trying to burst him out. Goes Golden, does the Jax. Look how low Yoshino is. They're still just going to poke.
The artillery is firing.
Bombs keep dropping. They've got the teleport, but he's just going top. He wants to get the inhib while they keep delaying. Kaboom! Kaboom! The 𝗀𝗺𝗺 keeps firing. And can you dodge these shells? Can you hide in your trench? I don't think so, as they have to go back to answer 𝗧𝗺𝗺, and the dragon goes to Team Secret.
𝗀𝗀𝗺𝗵 is online and no one can deal with him. They have drafted themselves in a position where nothing can stop 𝗀𝗀𝗺𝗵 anymore. I think this game is very much over, and we are just witnessing the victory laps from 𝗬𝗺𝗺, who has really impressed me. First 𝗀𝗀𝗺𝗵, and he has really shown us that he has a lot of practice, but now he's a little bit out of position.
Go in as Coded will use that counter-strike, trying to get away. Yoshino on the front line. They get onto CBL, but that's it. But look who's behind. It's 𝗧𝗺𝗺𝗺. He hits the big shock blast. CBL has gone down. It's a good start here for Flash. Coded gets back. Yoshino is traded. Ooh, lots of damage on the turn, but kaboom! As you said, it keeps on coming as 𝗬𝗺𝗺 is just rocking their world. 𝗬𝗺 does get the tether. Don't go too far here, Team Secret. Teleport used. Keeps that minion alive. Whew.
Yeah, and his ultimate is hitting for 770 on minions, so probably not much. Yeah, 700 on these few things there. The Raptors just evaporating. So it's not pretty much 500 on champions on the lowest threshold. So this is incredible amounts of damage, and they were finally close to actually killing him. They forced his flash. Still not enough. Another inhibitor turret, not actually the top mid lane inhibitor. So there's one more fighting chance defending the base. But it's really not looking likely to happen here. Will we see 𝗲𝗺𝗺𝗁, or will he work towards the Rabadons? Let's see.
It will be interesting. Does he go something defensive is the other question. Sometimes you do see these 𝗀𝗀𝗺𝗵 still go Death Dance. Of course, the stats don't hurt, and the damage reduction is very nice. I don't think we'll see this one do it.
There's not enough threat for that to really be valuable enough. I think more damage is just going to be your best defense in this game. When you can one-shot Ego, he's not going to do anything to you. So it's probably better to just go more damage. And there we have the book completed. More movement speed now as well. So that's actually more damage and more movement speed. So able to kite away. The perfect item now for 𝗬𝗺𝗺𝗺. He has a lot of movement speed under his belt. Look at his itemization going for the how are they called again? Swifty boots. Yeah, of course. Swifty boots, and now the 𝗵𝗀𝗺𝗺's passive as well. Artifact.
𝗧𝗺𝗺𝗺's got to run, but DNK is here, misses that. Not the timing we wanted out of him, but 𝗧𝗺𝗺𝗺 will get away, and here come the boys.
Slater.
It's a team fight in the bot side, and Slater's dived forward. He wants to put the world on his shoulders, but he can't quite hold it up. He's not Atlas. And now Team Secret is on the chase. Heal is used from 𝗿𝗏𝗏𝗏, but it won't stop these rocks. They're being slung forward. Coded desperately looks for a stun, but Flash managed to get away.
For now. They're able to get back to their base, but 𝗬𝗺𝗺𝗏 can fire from far outside their base, so they are not safe from all the bombs yet. And the top lane inhibitor, the top lane minion wave is going to push into Nexus turrets, opening up the mid lane for the taking. So another inhibitor straight into Baron. Very easy to execute this from Team Secret side. They don't have the greatest Baron damage, but
Ooh, I don't
even
know.
𝗵𝗀𝗺𝗵 is
Jax-
okay against Baron.
Jax is pretty quick.
Yeah, and 𝗵𝗀𝗵 has his ultimate that doesn't really rely on total damage, but on the HP percentage. So once you have Baron on half HP, yeah, the ultimate will deal a lot of damage, and once it's sub 25, it's going to hit like a rice cue.
Yeah, it absolutely is. And Flash want to contest, but they are not here in time. Can they get anyone on the way out? Team Secret, of course, do have some damage taken, but they won't get caught.
Yeah, the turret is still there, and the inhibitor, where the super minion wave approaching too, so way too dangerous to dive into that one. Now it's Baron, 50 seconds to Ocean Soul, now for Secret as well, which shouldn't really matter too much for them. They are 10k gold ahead. Just...
It is the absolute nail in the coffin, because it just means Slater can't do enough.
It is.
Also
means Celebrity is never going to get run out of mana, because of course Ocean Soul gives you mana as well, so... It's going to be very annoying to play against.
Yeah, that is this 𝗁𝗃𝗺. We might see this a little bit more in the VCS, of course. I think they were only able to pick it because they saw Flash's bot lane and went, it's 𝗬𝗲𝗀𝗺𝗁. They don't have kill pressure in lane. And even despite the very well played early game by that bot side of Flash, it hasn't mattered. And Celebrity is the fully online 𝗁𝗃𝗺. He is the howitzer. He is the Predator missile raining down hellfire.
That Flash was deterred from even trying to contest this by just 3 or 4 hours for Celebrity. That cost him like 200 mana, which is now probably going to be refilled very shortly, especially with Ocean Soul available. So... yeah, Flash would surrender this in solo queue at this point. It's way too frustrating to play against this super strong 𝗵𝗀𝗺𝗺.
And Yulwei, I've got to give you a bit of a shout out. I'm taking a break from the desk tonight, which means I get to recover after these games, but you are just toughing it out, as Yoshino wants to try and tough it out as well. As he dives in, DNK immediately goes very, very low, but here comes Coded. He's whirling that counter-strike, and will it get enough done? No, not quite. Those big ults are still getting chucked out, not doing quite enough damage yet, as Celebrity keeps dropping them in. And despite losing a member, Team Secret continue pushing forward. They have Baron buff, of course, and this bot lane inhibitor is under siege.
Only Elise.
Yeah, true.
So Elise is not really instrumental to their team fighting.
Well played. Pushing them back.
So this will still deter the push and put a hamper on Team Secret. They are not able to utilize this Baron buff to break all 3 inhibitors now. Instead, they're going to have to back off and maybe fight for the next Baron and the ensuing Elder Dragon. But they don't want to. They want to keep this push going.
They do. And Slater running forward. This is going to be another fight started off here by Flash. A lot of damage immediately out of Slater, but needs to be careful of the turn. As the shock blast, that wasn't even accelerated. That does so much damage. Celebrity, he's whipping out those R's. He does not stop. He has infinite mana and infinite range at this point. Not literally, but it may as well. And boy, oh boy. This is, if you could, you'd surrender this one. It's just too upsetting to play, as Flash is powerless.
Look at Slater. He's not allowed to play League of Legends today.
He's had a good game. To be said, he's actually had a really good game, but it just doesn't matter. The team comp was one threat.
Yeah, they weathered the storm of the Baron buff, but at this point, Baron doesn't really matter too much. Cody can just... make a beeline for top lane inhibitor, as you just saw there, and kill that immediately. Now it's Nexus turrets.
The tower's pressured, doesn't quite crack. They're going to go for the win.
The engage is so weak for Flash. What can they do? They can't even look for an engage here. Nope. They have to hope for an overextension from the side of Secret, because there's nothing they can do to start fights.
No, not at all.
Another inhibitor. There we go.
Does not survive. There it is. The 6th player for Team Secret has joined the game, as the double super minions will begin to spawn. And I don't think Team Secret is going to leave the base. They have Ocean Soul. They have regen for years. That turret is so low. One Jace W should get it, but he's just going to try and push the wave up for now. Very tense, but
tense. Celebrity really has infinite mana now. He wants to have some more. He wants to poke someone down to. Oh, is 𝗀𝗀𝗺 looking for engage? 𝗀𝗀𝗺 now caught maybe.
Yeah, maybe, but he has the counter strike. Jumps away to a teammate. 𝗂𝗏𝗏's going to charge forward onto him. Can we please track this one with the camera? As he does get away, we'll be able to heal up. Of course, there goes the tower. The Nexus is open. Flash, this is it. Do you want to take a 2-0? You have to go now. There goes 𝗂𝗏𝗏. 𝗀𝗏𝗺 will deal with him so easily. This bear is not going to get it done. He goes gold. He will soon go dead. 𝗀𝗏𝗺 is hitting the Nexus, and we've got a 6-game day as Team Secret brings out the artillery and blows Flash away.
I think we have a candidate for best game of the split. What an insane game this was. Back and forth. In the end, the better team composition wins. That's something we have seen throughout the day. Apart from maybe game 3, 𝗀𝗻 against Cerberus, of course. But what a composition, what an adaptation and draft to go AP 𝗁𝗁 into that very weak, or at least very defensive bot lane for Flash, and just let him scale. He hit level 16, he hit like a truck. What a game.
We will be going to a break, but do not go anywhere. We hope you stick around with VCS English for game 3. It's going to be a good one. We've had back and we've had forth. We hope you join us to see how it all ends.
This harness will guide us through dangerous night. It humbles the foe with its grace. The 𝗁𝗁𝗺 will help us re-enter life. Our deadliest fate we embrace. Yeah, my son, fight them all. There's way more to avenge. Whoa! 15 million souls living in this realm without much hope. Not too long ago, this kingdom was a golden state of hope. Yeah! Call down reckoning to bring back hope and peace, restore our glory to live forever. Yeah, bring down the dawn regime. I know how to unleash eternal power. Lead us to order. I am the light bringer.
And welcome back, everyone, to our final game of the night. It's gonna be match point for both these teams. Team Secret taking on Team Flash. We've had a banger of a game. Was almost our longest game ever. About 3 minutes short, I believe, of the current record. What do you guys think? And who was our MVP of that game?
I think I think MVP is going to be Celebrity for his incredible 𝗂𝗀𝗺𝗵. Of course, his early game was a little bit. I mean, it's 𝗂𝗂𝗵. He's not doing much in the early game. They got dove. But yeah, I think you have to give it to him. I want to see damage numbers. That has to be insane for this game. I think he had those had to be off the charts for all the damage he dealt there.
Yeah, absolutely knocked it out of the park. I'm not sure if he's gonna get that champion again, though, after what we just saw. But to be fair, Flash did sort of draft themselves into quite the hole there. Basically, one threat, like you guys said on the cast, only with Slater pulling most of the weight from their team. But Vinny, I believe you have some choice words that you want to say to or about Team Secret. I'm gonna let you have the floor. It's all yours, mate.
So, Secret. All right, so first I'm going to rail on Flash a little bit because that was possibly the worst draft I have ever seen in my life. And I had to watch it for 40 minutes because how the hell did they not close that game at least 10 minutes earlier with the advantages they had? Secret took so long to close out that game, and I don't know why they seem to struggle so hard. But they did, and
especially looking at the siege, right? The siege should be so strong. 𝗂𝗂𝗵 and Jay's hitting you like a truck from far away. Then you can just move in and use their long range to push down the turrets. 𝗬𝗪 with all the AD he had, and even if Jax gets it to the turret, I mean, that is so much siege as well.
Yeah, you have a very strong siege composition, and even on top of that, you have an unbeatable side lane threat. So even if they do manage to hold off with wave clear in that mid lane, what's 𝗬𝗪 going to do? Absolutely nothing. Jax just rolls over, gets a kill, gets more towers, gets the base, and there was but they just kept grouping with the Jax and trying to like force fights in weird positions and not actually do anything, and thus we had to wait for an Ocean Soul.
Right.
I don't know why it took that long. And
do you think it's more of Team Secret? Do you think it's more of Team Secret playing super badly, or were there elements of Flash coming in there that they were able to play it that well in holding away Team Secret's siege?
Well, I mean, look, Slater played very well that game. He was like, even if he had entered away game one, if they'd managed to win that game, he would have gotten player of the series, no doubt. But Jack's completely neutered him, even in the fights, eating up Mystic Shots and stuff. So there shouldn't have been any recourse for that.
Yeah, for sure. But right now, let's jump really quickly into the draft. We are now currently in bands, and I can hear the disappointment in your voice, Vinny. So, coming into this game, how can both these teams sort of redeem themselves in your eyes? How can they sort of alleviate your tilt that you are for sure currently facing right now?
Well, for starters, Flash cannot draft 𝗬𝗀𝗺𝗁, which is somehow even worse than 𝗬𝗀𝗺. No, but I want to see a much nicer draft out of Flash is really all I'm asking from them. In terms of Secret, if you do have that massive draft and even gold mismatch at that point, I want more decisiveness. I want, utilize your side lane pressure, be assertive with your gold lead, because they just sort of flubbed about and didn't do enough with it. And I want more out of them. This is meant to be my second best team. I want more out of you.
Yeah, it's a very fair point. I think Flash, to their credit, they had very little to work with. But when Team Secret gave them an opening or showed them an opening, they definitely were super fast at striking. They were coming in from the sides, trying to punish Jace on the side lane over and over again. They picked off DNK. Let's. I'll hand it over to you again, Vinny, because there's something you really don't like on the side of Team Secret already,
God,
right?
I look away for 1 minute.
Oh man!
And
it's into first thing Aphelios. Yeah, it is.
And it's into Aphelios and Pantheon. Okay, so Secret seems to be smarter with their Volibear pick and runs at jungle most of the time. I think actually all of the time. Their set can be good, especially with the Pantheon pick as the support, because you're not being completely overrun by a bot laner.
Yeah.
That said, maybe there is still that slight possibility. It's not very likely, but if Pantheon ends up okay.
We are doubling down on the AP Cotma. Let's go. Nice.
Yep.
I love you, 𝗀𝗎 Best draft.
Okay, so set can definitely provide good peel for that pick, but it does require him to commit his whole body and heart and mind to it. So it's not a bad pick.
I really like this Karma band, by the way.
Lane comparison. The Karma is not bad, but it does sort of deny a whole, protect the Kog'Maw comp from the mid lane a little bit. Though Orianna is still available, I suppose.
But Karma caused a lot of problems for AP Cotma last game. These shields all the time, topped the enemy team off again and again. So Cotma actually had a little bit of a struggle poking down enemies from afar. He still dealt a lot of damage, of course, but if there's no Karma, I think it's even easier. So the Karma ban makes a lot of sense, even though there's Nidalee already picked. So you don't ever want to go Nidalee Karma jungle mid lane duo, probably. So maybe then, looking at that, it's not the greatest ban, honestly.
So I'm just gonna really quickly jump in here, because what we're seeing now, right, is Kog'Maw still being on the table, still being picked, but on the side of Team Flash, we're seeing a more balanced composition. They finally have more than one damage threat that they've picked here. So is Kog'Maw gonna be as effective as in the previous game? Is he still gonna be that uncontrollable monster that, basically ran over the entirety of Team Flash that we saw in the last game?
So there is the range advantage, obviously, but I mean, even just having a Pantheon, having that point and click stun, with that dash, it provides a lot more ability to get onto the Kog'Maw. Plus, you still have an option to pick maybe an Ornn if you really wanted to, or hell, even the Cannon again could be pretty good into that.
Cannon was
getting
banned
on top of him, and never mind, not the Cannon, but you know what I mean. Something that can get that jump on top and actually cause damage rather than a 0-5 Volibear. Okay.
We are getting all the special picks. 𝗁𝗏, Rice. Let's go. 𝗁𝗏, Rice, Slater, Aphelios. The problem is both Rice and Aphelios hate Kog'Maw. Kog'Maw will poke them down from a range they are never getting close to. Yeah. And Yoshino getting... And that's Kayle. That is Kayle last pick for Secret, if that's on. Oh my. Okay, they have just
Is it
walked
gonna
into
be
the
Kale?
Kale.
Is it gonna
I
be
mean,
Kale?
he has shown us Kale once already
They have
into.
shown us Kale, but I would say maybe if you go Kale, you've put all your eggs in the late game.
Yeah.
Fair
'Cause
enough, but the
both
enemy
of
team
them are
covers a lot of
very
late game.
heavy scaling.
Yeah. I think Camille is
Whereas-
another option. I just wanted to touch on Camille as well. Yeah, Camille is a little bit stronger in laning phase. You can dive around Camille, and she offers better side lane threat, in my opinion, compared to Kale. Kale is more of a team fighter late game, very strong. She's not super great at pushing down turrets, especially into Ornn. She doesn't really have the CC and the turret. She can't really one-shot turrets either. So I like this Camille too, especially also because it's another AD threat, and you have now AD all across the board, and then a little bit of AP damage from tank 𝗬𝗺𝗺𝗁, and a lot of AP damage from 𝗁𝗵. So the enemy team is disincentivized to go MR early, and they have to spec into both MR and armor to really stay alive in later game team fights.
Yeah, especially on Yoshino, who would absolutely love to be able to rush that adaptive helm against a Kale and a 𝗁𝗁, because
Yeah,
That's
right.
true.
pulling double duty.
It's very difficult to understate the stakes of this match. It's a game 3 after a very, very long, a very, very explosive game coming out of game 2. We're finally seeing, a bit of a 50-50 draft from both these teams, so it should be equal going into it. It'll come down to execution, and whoever takes this game goes into second place directly beneath a currently weakened form of Cerberus. So, Vinny, I'm gonna ask you, who's gonna take this game? Who's gonna take the second place?
So, okay, obviously Flash are on a timer, but from what I've seen, I think they've been the better team in the server, because so far, and their comp isn't utterly garbage this time around. So I'm gonna say a tentative Flash, but they still have to win by like 30 minutes, I think,
All
or
right.
like be in a damn good position to win in 30 minutes.
All right, 30 minutes. You're looking for a fast game at direct opposite to what we saw in the previous game, but we are now on Summoner's Rift. So Yulwei, every day, take us home.
Gladly we will, Spoods. Thank you once again for the hosting, and we will do our best to live up to this series and take us to the final, see who will be second place. Yulwei, they didn't get to you. What's your assessment? Who's your prediction going into this one?
Oh man, it's so hard to predict. I think Flash has drafted exactly how they won all the last series, so it's very comfort. It's very much comfort. But I much favor Team Secret's draft. It's so much more cool. It's AP 𝗁𝗵. I'm always going to lean AP 𝗁𝗵. So
Fair enough.
Team Secret, please
You're
bring
allowed
it
to
home.
be biased. You're allowed to be biased towards a champion, as long as you're not biased towards a team.
I actually wanted to bring up.
Go ahead.
It might have been an idea to go on hit 𝗁𝗵 here,
Potentially.
because you're playing against. Ooh, we have a little bit of an
He's
invade
good.
here, but I don't
He's
think Colette can achieve much. So my argument for that would be on-hit 𝗁𝗵 still outranges Slater on the 𝗬𝗺𝗺s. It's still quite a good match into 𝗬𝗺𝗺s in team fights. It's actually the counter pick G2 came up with, right? You could have even last picked Lulu and sent Set into top lane. Then suddenly you have hyper carry 𝗁𝗵 set up with, the protection is not great, but all the dive on the enemy team is also not the best ever. That could have been an option here too. So 𝗁𝗵 still, of course, now kind of the 𝗲𝗺s, because he can go 2 modes as well. So the analogy still holds. He needs a little bit longer to scale. 𝗲𝗺s was known for his low economy, for his ability to strike in mid game. 𝗁𝗵 not so much. He needs level 11 to really shine. Level 16 and he becomes a monster. But another interesting thing to point out, I'm not sure if you have spotted it already, some rune choices here from Team Secret side are very, very strange.
All right.
Yeah, Electrocute 𝗬𝗺𝗺𝗁𝗺. I've never seen that. I'm not sure what he wants to accomplish with that.
Burst, baby. I
more
think
burst.
it's for dives.
Maybe it can actually swing the matchup. I'm not. Yeah, maybe he has enough damage now to kill Ego in a straight 1v1. Not sure.
I mean,
Could
I
be.
think that 1v1's very close just with PTA. Of course, Nidalee does a lot
Yeah.
of damage, but it's tricky to get all the way through a 𝗬𝗺𝗺𝗁, particularly with the Stormbringer. The Electrocute, it's very scary, but I think it's for dives, because you want to play around that top side, dive that Ornn as much as you can with the Camille. So we'll have to see. We know that DNK, he likes his wacky runes, if we remember last year.
Yeah, he does.
Dark Harvest Gragas nearly every game. That was very, very fun. But we'll have to see how this one goes as he does pick up the scuttle, but look up in the top lane. They know who's the carry, and they call it off, even though I think with the interrupt, Ego could have gone.
He missed it. But
Yeah.
he missed his spear on a stationary target. Oh, Ego, the first showing on screen, and
no,
you
no,
do
no,
that.
no.
It's late in Vietnam. Let's cut him some
The
slack.
hand-
It's
I mean-
only one spear.
It's late, and this is a high-pressure game. The hands can be shaking. Ego's a rookie. And 𝗏𝗏𝗺 has been found, but they don't want to go too deep. Definitely not time to go under tower yet. Something I wanted to comment on is this is already a much better start to the lane for Celebrity.
Look at the pings. Look at the pings. Top
the
lane.
Pings, yep, they want to go top lane again. Good boy. Casting from that mini-map. We're getting better at it. Though we're still learning. As 𝗀𝗃𝗃, he's going to walk over. Drops a ward. Doesn't know Ego is here yet. Will soon. Will the
If
hook shot be
DNK
good
comes, I think DNK and 𝗀𝗃 win 2v2. So if
enough? Yeah, I
DNK
think
gets
they
close
hard.
enough,
We need to go back to top lane as there was an engage. Ooh, it's not enough. Big wave pushing in. Do we see a dive? DNK is nowhere close enough, but
Oh,
another
my.
miss. And 𝗀𝗃, I think, can even just go back under tower here. Oh,
Yeah, absolutely
no, oh,
can.
no. This is not the best start for Ego, as 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 is getting TP'd in on by 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. This is a lot of damage out of the Rise, but CBL has arrived, as has DNK. But 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 got to his tower, no problem.
that was a cute play from 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. He tried to push 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 into his minion wave to buy enough time for CBL to arrive and then immediately kill him. I mean, TPing back into the wave is quite dangerous, especially if you don't know where the enemy support or jungler is. So 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 may be a little bit overzealous there. I really am not the biggest fan of doing that. Speaking of which, there we go again. 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 now answering in kind.
You can't let 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 flex on you like that and not pop your own gun show just to get the mental edge back. Gotta even up the mental. DNK
Ooh,
does
CBL
want
is
to
still
steal
looking for something
away
here.
some popcorn chicken, and Ego's been caught. He's in some trouble, but 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, of course, very, very slippery. I forget how to talk. He's not slippery. The chicken has reset, so Ego will get the camp, no worries. A bit of wasted time here.
Well, that was a very bad communication mistake there from DNK and CBL. CBL, I don't know, DNK set up his E to come in when Nidalee jumps over the wall, and if CBL had waited for that to happen, they could have secured the kill very easily. Maybe only forced the flash, but it would have definitely done more to Ego. Instead, CBL used the first opportunity he saw to use his E on Ego there, and thus kind of undid everything DNK set up. Can Yoshi get the kill here?
𝗀𝗃𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 in a lot of trouble. He has to flash. Oh boy, oh boy.
Yeah, I mean, the tank is, of course, able to 100-0 the enemy carrier in the top lane. It makes a lot of
𝗀𝗃𝗏 wants
sense.
to take the fight, though. He gets the big shield and the Hextech ultimatum. This is risky. There is brittle, but it doesn't matter. 𝗀𝗃𝗏 has done the maths
Vignettes.
down to the single digits, and 𝗀𝗃𝗏 gets the solo kill. Ego arriving. Can he finally hit a spear? He's going to have to, but there was no hope there. 𝗀𝗃𝗏 had all the time in the world to dodge. Gets that solo kill.
Everyone who still doubted 𝗀𝗃𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 coming into today into another one of the top lane kings. He has now solo killed 𝗂𝗏𝗏 and Yoshino as well. 𝗧𝗏, I'm not sure. Maybe even solo killed 𝗧𝗏 in the series. I have to go back to check that.
Times.
So how did this play out? So 𝗀𝗃𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 gets the shields, and now there isn't much AD damage coming from Yoshino. It's super close. Yoshino trying to get his E in for a little bit more damage. I feel like he should have tried to angle the
Hang
E.
on a minute. You might have to talk another time as... Oh, never mind. Go ahead and make your point.
Nope. I think Yoshino wanted to time his E so that he can get away from the Hextech ultimatum. So probably a split second too early. If he E'd on top of 𝗀𝗃𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 with the E damage and maybe an additional auto attack could have been enough to get the solo kill. But I think 𝗀𝗃𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 saw this correctly, that was his kill. Well played. He's up 10 CS now. His early wave management was actually quite bad this game. He brought himself into a very, very dangerous situation into Nidalee, who's always going to path top lane first. I say this every single Nidalee game. She is a top lane ganking jungler. She really likes that lane. Likes to eat some melees.
Very true.
But now he really dominates this matchup and can probably look for trades whenever he wants.
Yeah, this is very, very rough now for Yoshino. He is, of course, a very good tank player. We've always praised his tanks, his 𝗲𝗀𝗃, that kind of thing. So he should be good enough to just end up being a big chunky meatball. But I don't know if that's good enough here against the comp of Secret. Now, of course, they do have an 𝗙𝗀𝗺 who has kind of a free lane. 𝗀𝗵 just doesn't have any pressure early, has got the Lost Chapter early, but it doesn't matter very much. And, of course, he has a melee support as well. So 𝗙𝗀𝗺 can definitely do some 200 years business. Look at this. This is a free
Ego is a little bit lost on the map right now. Oh, Artifact, a little bit of trouble. A card can not stun him.
No rune
Interestingly
prison.
enough.
He has escaped justice to chase him down. Now, this was a very slow Rift Herald out of DNK. He couldn't hit the eye for a while because of where it was. So now Ego's actually in a position to contest. Artifact flashing away. Here comes Pantheon. Ego very low. Does get caught. Can they kill him in time? No! Ego gets the steal. What an absolute hero. They kill him, of course. But now Coded's in some trouble. 𝗁𝗁 with a double kill. And Flash fire back.
It's the same as in the first game. Team Secret doesn't quite align perfectly for the Herald, and Flash just stronger on the map. 𝗁𝗁 there, much quicker than Celebrity, 𝗬𝗶𝗆, of course. 𝗬𝗶𝗆 not level 6 yet either. I mean, doesn't really change anything for him in his roaming speed. But 𝗁𝗁, of course, coming in with level 6, immediately on top of Artifact, who overextended in mid lane, and this all started in mid lane. Sadly, we don't see the start, because Artifact wanted to greed for another plating, and then had to escape towards top side, revealing DNK's positioning. He just wanted to have a rendezvous with the Herald here. 𝗁𝗁, super friendly.
Health. Oh, it's all
And Coded can't really do anything there, so he just gives up another kill, and 𝗁𝗁's now set up to carry.
Oh no, this is
Artifact
back on
dead.
live as Artifact will be sent back to the grey screen. Oh no! Flash firing as Team Secret appear to be crumpling under the pressure once more. Getting flashbacks your way.
𝗁𝗁 special pick. 𝗁𝗁 is the Pantheon master. He will pick Pantheon every time it's open. It's his special support pick, and we really see why. He's so good at making stuff happen early. He even is strong in late game team fights, so he's once again here to accelerate 𝗁𝗁. 𝗁𝗁 now 2-0-1. CS even, he got a lot of plates out of that one too, and he is a very good Ryze player. I'd argue maybe the best Ryze player in this league.
Yeah,
there are some specialists, but
I think it's almost maybe Glory has a word in, but I don't think so. I think 𝗁𝗁's pretty much the best Ryze in the league. He's
yeah,
very,
and he has
very
carried so many games now on Ryze. We talked about him before the series started in the pre-game, highlighting Artifact and 𝗁𝗁. This is one of the big carry champions for him.
Yeah, for sure it is. And now, Team Secret are playing around this bottom side. They, of course, still do have the ticking time bomb of that AP 𝗀𝗁. But not there yet. A long way away. As Vinnie said, there's a timer on this match. So, despite Flash doing well in a few of these plays, they still have to respect that bomb.
He's just quietly farming up. He's actually closed the CS gap. So he's now in a solid position, a very late tier once again. Quite interesting that he doesn't go for tier early. Wants more lane pressure, wants a little bit more trading damage. And honestly, in terms of mana concerns are actually, it's better for just the mana aspect to go Lost Chapter first, because you get mana back on every level, but I'll hold it as 𝗬𝗶𝗆.
𝗬𝗆 has got to run. He does have the slow from the 𝗀𝗁. That should get him out.
What?
But 𝗬𝗁! He is Chad for sure. He's trying to get away now. There's the 𝗙𝗻𝗺. I wish we were watching that one still. It has been Celebrity going down, and they're going on to Coded. Flash, do not stop the aggression as Ego gets the kill.
In the bot lane, it ends up being a 1-for-1. Slater used all of his spells to get on top of Celebrity. Then Celebrity was like, hello, there's still a passive. I have true damage here. And you just killed him with a passive. In the top lane, we actually saw a very strong mechanical display or understanding of Camille. He used his ult to dodge a spear. So the main damage from Nidalee was dodged, but still not enough to get away. And I think we'll see bot lane first. Look at Slater, man.
I mean, I've said it before. Sometimes the 𝗙𝗪𝗺 players are so Chad that they share a border with Cameroon.
Oh, he
Goes
didn't
down.
even need that one.
He really didn't. He goes down.
Yeah, a little bit too aggressive in my opinion, but I mean, it's a 1-for-1 trade, and you probably want to accelerate the mid games, so it's kind of fine to trade 1-for-1 for now. As an ADC, it's
Ooh,
going to be
Palette's-
worse later.
I
I mean,
getting back to lane. Why not?
yeah,
Very dramatic.
maybe you find something. Maybe you find something. It's just one turret shot, so in the end, you can do that. Yeah, it looks like Flash really has gotten the better of Team Secret in the early game for most of the series today. They once again up 2k gold. They got the first dragon off the Rifthold play. Afterwards, they just went to dragon. So now Flash needs to really... I mean, they are not really on a timer now. It takes a lot of time for 𝗬𝗺𝗺 to scale. So the timer, the ticking time bomb, still far away. So right now they don't really have to overforce, just wait for level 13 for Yoshino, go for the next dragon fights, don't overforce fights or dives so 𝗬𝗺𝗺 or 𝗀𝗃 get too much gold, and play an assertive but not too over-aggressive game. And you should have this one in the back.
Yeah, they should. They can definitely close it out before anything starts going too wrong. Of course, it is only a 2k gold lead. Of course, that's a lot at 15 minutes. But there are still some issues that they need to find answers to. 𝗀𝗃 is not doing the best in lane. He was camped by Ego early, but still will turn into a massive side lane threat. And if 𝗁𝗁 has to be the one to answer that, it's a lot of power out of the 4-man core. This is something Vinnie spoke about in his video, as Ego won't go in. You can have a strong split push all you like, but your 4-man core needs to be very strong. And if Ryze has to leave, it's a little bit dicey for Flash. But I think the same is actually kind of true for Secret, so maybe it's a moot point. Ooh, CBL's in trouble. Palette dives forward. The Haymaker shield is good, and the dodge on the
CBL.
overlord. They're turning it around, and there is the power bomb and the instant kill. That's that killer instinct.
That is set support, how he wants to play, not the set support that is set and just runs at enemies and the enemies run away and he just dies. This is set support, flashing in, running behind him and then power bombing into the turret. A very good counter kill for Team Secret, but now Flash trying to respond in bot lane.
They are. Artifact will knock away. He flashes as well, dodging the 𝗙𝗪𝗺 ult. This is now a dicey TP, but 𝗀𝗃 should be able to roll over the wall. Very well done there. But an Ocean Drake to Flash.
Another dragon to Flash. It's now, will it be Mountain or Infernal? I feel both are quite good for Flash against 𝗁𝗵. I feel like Infernal is going to give them even more damage, but it's going to be Mountain. So not the greatest to close out the game at 20 minutes or 25 minutes where their soul could come in. So it's not the dragon Flash would have preferred, but still nice to have extra resistances against all the poke from Artifact and 𝗬𝗺𝗺. 𝗀𝗃, what are you doing?
𝗀𝗃's in a lot of trouble here. He's got to find a way out. And he spreads the wings and does manage it. Very well done, but that is now an inner tower under threat. This is going to be 2 towers here. Ooh, actually, the wave isn't particularly helpful. Can they tank it up? Yep. Looks like they can.
Apparently.
Yep. Yoshino's a tank.
But they still have heralds. Oh, they get the mid-turret too. What? Team Secret completely lost on the map.
Yep, Team Secret just got absolutely lost. They need a map to get back in this one. Jesus, that's not good.
They had Rifthold. They lost the turret plate with a trait, of course, with Rifthold available to them. They could have just dropped the Rifthold mid lane and tried to run at the mid lane turret. Instead, they all went top lane, and then 𝗁𝗵 took way too long to reset into mid lane, so free turret for 𝗁𝗁 as well. More gold in his pockets. It's Flash is looking like the better team macro-wise and the more solid team when it comes to rotations. Very surprisingly so.
Yeah. It's not what we expect. We kind of classified Flash as a team that just goes mid over and over again, but at the moment, they are using those side lanes. They truly have discovered that there are 3 lanes on the map. They don't just disappear after laning phase. It's a big one, I know. But they figured it out.
Something VCS teams don't really know about too often, oftentimes. It has gotten better. I feel like the VCS split so far has been weird because we have seen some very good macro plays in the first few weeks, and then a really big regression in the last week, and I guess today we are back in form for at least some of these aspects, especially for the teams that struggled before that. Like at the start of the split, 𝗏 and 𝗀𝗵 really just brute forced their way to victories, or especially 𝗀𝗵 because 𝗏 didn't win anything at the start. But now, looking better and looking much more polished.
And here's DNK. He does drop that Rift Herald. Will they go under tower here? They choose to call that off. I think Coded tanking up the tower. What a huge mistake. What are you doing, son? And DNK has to jump away. And I think I've figured something out. I know why he's running 𝗏𝗀𝗃, because he's actually playing 𝗦𝗀𝗀, because he's been invisible on the map.
Oh man, poor guy. He's 101. Look at Coded. He's inting away all the advantages. He got a big advantage with the solo kill in top lane, and since then has only died to gangs. I mean, that was just a free kill right there.
Yeah.
Could have just backed off. He had 𝗏 available too. What is going on today with 𝗏s being available and not utilized to get away?
I mean, that was terrible. That was horrible by Coded. Let's have a look at this one. This is so
Can we slow
bad.
this down, please, production?
Don't slow it down. Don't shame the man. Oh,
I want to. Like, what is he doing? Run away? Why? What was this step in the direction? I mean,
shocking.
He could have flashed at any point. He could have stepped away.
Shocking. Absolutely shocking, Coded. Oh, I mean, I figured out what he's coded in. It's baked beans. Because he spilled the beans all over his shirt. He spilled the beans your way. You can't get him back in the can. No. He's watching 𝗏𝗏𝗃 and he spilled his beans.
There we go.
You're not going to get that one. It's all right. It's all right. Someone in chat will get it. Someone in chat will understand that reference and they'll have a giggle. That's all that matters.
Sure.
As also something to point out, Yulwei, as League Boomers, I'm getting a nice little moment in the sun as 𝗀𝗏𝗃𝗏𝗁. Hello.
Yeah. It has been built sometimes even this season. It's a build you'd go for from ahead if you know you want to dive in because you want to be a little bit more tanky. I mean, the Lich Bane choice is there as well, but then you're super squishy, and you can go 𝗃𝗏𝗺s for more utility. 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗏𝗃 can go a lot of different builds, but Rod of Ages is one of the most cost-efficient items in the game, and quite cheap as well compared to other AP items, so I don't mind it too much. No cooldown reduction on the item, though, so not quite as frequent on the heals and stuff, but I think for a mid-game composition, actually offers a lot, because 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗏𝗃 can now be a little bit more tanky. She doesn't have a stopwatch, so can't really be frontlining too much, but she can jump in and maybe survive one round of burst and then jump out again.
Artifact got tagged by the long-range 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗏𝗃. He's got to find a way out here. Not the greatest flash I've ever seen, but it will be enough. But with that resource burned, that's going to be another Drake here for Flash. They move up to Soul Point. I don't think
that's too fast.
Test this. Yeah, it's way too fast. It just melted. DNK wants to go in. They're charging in. He has to ult straight back out. CBL in the middle of the enemy team does get the superplex, but it doesn't matter. Look at all the damage coming back. This is a disaster for Team Secret. They've done it again, Yulwei. It's tilt fights over objectives that don't matter, and Celebrity will be the next one to fall.
21 minutes in, can we see the Baron? Slater has his right gun. 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗏𝗃 is here. Not quite as good anymore. But it's Ryze as well, right? Ryze also almost full of mana, so if he doesn't tank the first shot, he deals a lot of damage to the Baron. This should be a pretty easy Baron. Literally offers quite a lot of damage too. So this might be all she wrote. This is a big advantage. They are on Mountain Soul Point as well.
Oh no, do we get the B special? Nope, CBL doesn't go for it. No steals with a haymaker. We've seen it once. We won't see it this game. And Flash, they're exploiting. I mean, Team Secret can't play game 3s apparently.
Apparently. Let's look at this. Flash Q on top of Carti, but no one is here to follow up. And I hate seeing volibears ult out of the fight, because at this point you're useless anyway. Just ult in, try to deal damage, and die. Because what are you going to do? He dies anyway first, by the way. Coded also died on the other side of the map, because he tried to get on top of Slater, but he had too much protection. But at this point, like, what are you going to accomplish by diving out of the fight? You know your team has to commit. You know it's going to be a full-on 5v5 team fight to death. So just try to add all the damage and tankiness you can, instead of just running away and not doing anything with your ult. So really hate that aspect.
Yeah.
But I want to come back to one thing Vinnie talked about when he made his prediction for Flash. He said they have to win probably before 30 minutes. And it's looking likely. Look at this. Everything going their way. They have Baron. They are set up to get the Soul as well. And their siege is decent to break an inhibitor here.
Yeah, absolutely. The timer kind of looks like they've snuffed out that fuse, as even if it hits 30 minutes, they're just so far ahead. And I'm going to be honest, I don't think it will hit 30 minutes. Celebrity is not going to scale in time. They're trading an inner turret for a base turret. It's not really worth it, Yulwei. I think it's a pretty bad trade, but at least it's a trade, I guess.
Everything you can accomplish here. Yeah, indeed.
Exactly.
It's more than nothing. That's all they want.
Oh, the Realm Warp is called D&K. I thought there was meant to be a bear in that fight, but apparently there's not a bear in there, as one kill does come back, Celebrity raining the artillery, but he's now been caught. In comes Coded, trying to do something in the back line. It doesn't matter. The health bars are too low. The damage is too much. Flash is just going to chase him down. Get another in here, but they should be able to get two. No problem, as Coded is still on the run. And this is Flash with a dominant Game 3. And they should be moving to second place in just a few minutes. It's still on the run. And
what did I just see?
700 damage from the support Pantheon.
Wait, that's
the
not
mortal
okay.
Spear.
Wait a moment. That is not okay.
This is Sparta. He's lethality.
Why can he do that? I wanted to see his item, but that is not okay. He just hit him for 708 damage. What? Okay, he has 2 lethality items, but still, come on. That's not something that should happen here. Okay. When the support one-shots the enemy AD, top laner, then it's, the game's probably over.
Let's have a look at this one.
Good setup. A good idea from CBL, but a little bit too disjointed. I mean, VCS is dead already.
This is so desynced.
They have very good burst here on Slater, so the execution on the double poke from range away.
Did it die there for a sec for you? Because it just...
No, it was fine for me.
Okay, well, it killed itself for a second there for me, but the third inhib is under siege. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know what happened. My YouTube got upset. But this is the final push, and Vinnie, you're right, son. If they don't win before 30 minutes, they might lose, but it's looking like they will definitely win in plenty of time. As
this is just zoning on ultimate, just to zone away Celebrity.
Coded gets a little bit caught. CBL dives in. He is doing absolutely everything he can. He deals a lot of true damage, but it's not going to matter as Slater is burning them down. Ego gets the claws in. That is one little turn back there, but it does not matter. It's only 2 members of Team Secret left alive, and unless they truly have a very, very spicy secret, I don't think it's going to matter, as it looks like Flash, we doubted them this split, but everyone was ranking them highly before it started, and they will claim the Nexus, they will claim the game, and they will claim the series.
Such a cool composition for Team Secret. Such a cool composition that they are not able to play it to perfection, or even close to that. So many mistakes coming in, but Flash revitalized. This was the first series where you can really look at it and say Flash looked like the better team from start to finish. They looked really good against the top team, of course. They looked like the better team against OPG. Don't call me out on that. But they looked like a top team here, and they absolutely incredible performance. Great macro. Yoshino coming in on tank duty in the last one, but played that to perfection too. Team Secret finishes round 1, 4-3.
Where to even begin with that? I mean, the first day I'm on the desk, I get a full 6-day game. I get a super long game, and it's perfect, really. I've no idea. I've no idea how to react to that. Like, how does the week get any better from here? This is day 1, and it's already such a banger.
You're staying here forever, Dan. You're here
Can't
forever.
leave until we get a better day of games, can I?
Apparently. So yeah.
I
mean, what can you say to that?
Yeah, I mean, great performance for Flash. They really look back in form. They were spring champions, and it's good to see them back on their way to the top. So,
all right, well,
that is good to see.
with my two analysts here, I just want to ask you guys, who is your player of game number 3? We have our player of the series ready as well, but I'll reveal that after we get through the play of the game.
Game number 3, I think, was 𝗁𝗁.
All right.
I don't know if Yulwei has anything different to say.
No, I think it's. I mean, 𝗁𝗁 had some very, very good roams, with some very good performances, but in the end, 𝗁𝗁 brought all the damage. He was the counter engage. I agree. 𝗁𝗁 on his rise is just incredible. Don't give him rise.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the best Rise play. No, the best Rise player we have in our league right now, as you guys have
That's
agreed
safe
on
to
the
say,
desk.
yeah.
Absolutely. And 𝗁𝗁 will also be our player of the series for series number 2, Flash taking down Team Secret. Off the back of this man, he did a lot of work.
Oh yeah, this man put on his big boy pants. He carried super hard. I'm very impressed. I'm very impressed with Flash's showing today for the most part. Again, the draft in game 2 was a shocker.
Yeah.
At least their gameplay is good.
Hmm.
Drafts
Yeah, I mean-
you can fix, maybe, if you slap 𝗧𝗃 around the head a little bit. But
Okay. Oof, a little harsh there, Vinny, but fair enough.
don't do it again.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. We had a lot of draft victories today that led to game victories too, but especially game 2, right? You were flaming Team Secret for taking 43 minutes with such a huge late game advantage from draft. It's like,
Yeah.
maybe they were just the worst team today. I mean, looking at the series, of course they were.
It looks like
But with a
they
different draft, they should have lost 0-2 even. So stealing one game could come in handy for Team Secret later on.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, but let's zoom out a little bit, right? Let's take the bigger picture after this day of games. With all the well, I would say upsets that we've seen today, there have been quite a bit of shakeups in the standings. Cerberus, of course, is still remaining as number 1, but now we have Team Flash directly beneath them, followed by 𝗀𝗃 and Team Secret. It's an entire shakeup of basically the top half of the table. Now, what do you think are the ramifications of, the standings now being the way they are? And, what are we expecting for the rest of the week?
I think 𝗀𝗃 and 𝗃𝗀𝗃 are looking at today and cursing under their breaths because man, it's got a lot harder
Yeah.
to get back in that race for number 1. With the changes to playoffs, it's not like they're out of playoffs, but you want that higher seed, obviously. You want to get in that winners bracket, and it's looking a lot harder now.
And Flash and
Yeah,
𝗀𝗃 are back in form, it seems. So our
Yeah.
spring split final, the finalists, both looking like top teams. That's, of course, good to see. It was kind of refreshing to have Cerberus and Team Secret as our 2 best teams. But with Flash and 𝗀𝗃 back in form, and maybe Cerberus and Team Secret still contesting them later on in this split, we should have a more competitive split towards the end. And that's what we teased when the split started. We said the most competitive split ever in the VCS. Everyone is going to be a good team, and everyone is fighting for the playoff positioning. And now it's probably finally going to be true.
Finally, we're not liars.
I will note that, I personally expected, a higher level of competition, like a high level of play overall from all of these teams. Obviously, we have basically hit, the competitive tick box. We've checked that. But do you guys think that we are at a sufficient level of play that we could actually be, more competitive at Worlds than we have been in the previous few splits?
Comparing play across regions is very hard.
That's true. Yeah. Okay.
With
How
some
about
of the games I see from NA, I feel like we have a chance, but then some of the games we play here are not great either. So, I mean, there's still some time to grow. I feel a lot of teams have potential. I think a lot of teams have very good players, and that's a good basis because most of the time, the big problem was actually just the player strength. And right now, the macro definitely needs improvement. We have finally seen some better macro out of the brute force teams, Flash and 𝗀𝗃. They are not really the brute force teams anymore. But if we improve macro, I think individual skill is there. So maybe.
Yeah, I think our macro is reaching a point where we can contend a little bit with PCS for like the 5th best region. I still think we've got a ways to go before we're at
Okay,
you know, the
yeah.
C9 region. But other than
C9 region.
I mean, let's be honest. But
fair.
where I mean, definitely still a ways to go against, you know, China, Korea, and
Yeah.
any European team not called G2. So we've got a way to go.
Yeah, G2 is a free win, of course. We all know that.
G2 is free. G2 is just
For
free.
VCS
Yeah.
teams, G2 is
3-2,
just free.
3-2.
Yeah, me too.
All right. Well, this is something that I like to do whenever, you know, I'm sort of not the analyst on the desk. But what is your favorite play of the day? Like, we've seen a lot of interesting plays, very explosive plays. But what is the best play that you think we've seen all day? Vinny, I already asked you in chat. I'm not sure if you read it, but I'm going to let you start first so Yulwei has a little bit of time to think as he looks up to the sky for answers.
I am not sure. Probably the funniest was 𝗀𝗀𝗺's just complete
God.
failure of a
Oh,
dive in the
God.
last game.
Oh,
That's
God.
interesting.
But it's either that or just the disappearance of 𝗬𝗎𝗄.
Oh,
He
that was
teleports and just
a really good
disappeared.
play.
Where did he go?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Call him Harry because he's gone.
I have to say I don't remember all the plays from Series 1, so
That's
I
fair.
might undersell Series 1. But for me, it was a Game 2, a passage of play in Game 2. I'm not quite sure about the timing, where we had dives in every single lane that ended at cumulated. My God, that word is hard to say. Cumulated, whatever. It culminated. There we go. In the mid lane dive where Slater disappeared. When we had the bot lane dive, we had the top lane dive, and all the dives were so well executed. So I really like that passage of play. It's not one play, but it's a passage of play that showed that VCS teams can dive and know how to execute dives.
All right, for sure. Just before we end off the day, do either of you have any other closing thoughts that you might want to share with our lovely audience before we throw it to the end?
It's only day 1. We still have 2 more games to go. So
yeah,
we're going to.
Just I hope the rest of the week matches up to this because that was some good
What a
stuff
start,
today.
for sure.
Absolutely. If I could have picked a day that I would be hosting this desk, I am glad it was today. Now,
thank you so much for hosting again.
Thank you,
Right?
Spoods. Yeah,
Thank you, Spoods.
it's absolutely been my pleasure. I hope every day has recovered sufficiently for tomorrow. And just before I throw it to the end, if you look down below, you'll see a bunch of links. You should click on them. It'll bring you to our Discord, our socials, or our donation page. We very much appreciate all the support that we can get. Thank you very much for joining us. This is the 2nd week in a row where we've broken our view account records. So we are very appreciative of that. And on behalf of myself, the casters, and every day over there hiding in the shadows, thank you for watching. We wouldn't be here without you. And good night.